All right, I think are we here? Are we live? Are we direct?
Yeah, I'm here. I got 2 sips of Pepsi. I'm ready to go.
2 sips of Pepsi. Gee, I swear, see, I'm gonna get a hairband because I get this like one piece. I got this one lock that just shoots straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on now, Falco.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We on the Holly Plays.
Oh, I'm still feeling festive. Don't mind me.
Okay.
I knew there was gonna be one thing I was gonna forget to do. One thing, one job.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah,
See,
something. If you remembered everything, we would be partnered instantly. If you remembered everything, you would get partnered instantly. You'd be too powerful. We can't have that.
So powerful. Also, I forgot that we had this moving one, which was already there, already ready to go. I don't know why I had to change the asset. It was already there. What's good?
You hear like 20 people talking at the same time.
Huh? Why do you hear 20 people talking?
Somebody's echoing. Is it me?
Are you hearing people from both Skype and Discord?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say reroute your Skype audio to something else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Reroute the Skype. Yes, audio is hard, Ruin. Audio is really hard.
Audio is very hard.
Which is weird. You think video would be the hardest one, but no, it's audio.
Never video. Always audio.
Can you mute Skype? Again, if Discord just did fucking NDI, we could solve this problem.
Mm-hmm.
We call the problem licked.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay. I
good?
don't know what I did.
Oh,
okay.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2022, January 13th, 2022. Apparently for Sin, it is hard to believe it is January of 2022.
Quiet you.
But yes, it is January 13th, 2022, and it is time for the first Tech Talk Thursdays of the year. That's right. I am one of your hosts, Marcus, Major Linux Sermons, and of course, I'm joined this week, this year, by Kev. It's your boy Kev is in the building.
In the building for 2022. I survived another year. Thank you, Jesus.
Not the double tap.
Ruin it. Oh boy. We'll get to that in a second. I am scared. We're joined this.
We might have to throw in an extra episode every week for the next 3 weeks to catch up.
So many things happened.
The lightning round.
We're joined this week from a computer that is not the computer he normally uses because, man, I'm so glad we called a week off because, boy, shit went south.
Oof.
But we got to fix and we'll be ready for next week. Sinziak is in the building.
What's up?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Wait. That.
And this...
I'm glad to be back here with the unit that is Tech Talk motherfucking Thursdays.
In this week, we are joined by Red Hat's newest certified system administrator.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, you.
Birthday girl, the Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Made it another revolution around the sun.
Mm-hmm. See,
we're joined by the most amazing designer on the face of the fucking planet. Recognize game, baby.
Rep your set.
We've got Excuse me.
Oh yeah,
Not the prep.
get your throat right. Get your throat right.
Yes, I'm clearing for orbital strike.
Lubricate the throat here.
The prep.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is very impressed. He's like, I can't believe it.
What?
Excuse me.
You know something? We need to take what Ruin just typed and make like a whole command for chat. That is just
There you go.
people saying, shouting the goat.
Excuse me. Oh my.
With the pinky up and everything. I love it here.
Because we classy. We classy. We classy, not ashy. That's what we is right here.
Idiosanaka in the building.
Ain't no ash here. No ash. No, none. Stop it.
My ankles be dry sometimes.
We not ashy. Okay? None of it.
Ruin, surprisingly, no. Nobody has questioned me doing that since I've been doing it. Not a peep, and I am
Someone has.
surprised.
One person. No one asks questions. People do occasionally text or call for comment and be like, that was especially loud.
How is everybody doing? We know we took a break to kind of enjoy ourselves, get rested up from the holidays. Things have happened.
A lot.
First off, I
Girls,
want
gays and theys.
I
have a story about the last week.
Well, I would like to start that, but obviously we've shown it off. We got gifts last week. Anka was so nice to make all of us and send us official Tech Talk Thursday shirts.
I can show off your shirt too. You ain't about to be out here the only one not doing stuff. You better rep too.
Hold on,
Right.
I'm gonna.
Mine's a little tight.
I gotta scroll up a little far up on this.
Yeah.
Not Anka out here. Like, I'm kind of in captivity at the moment.
So I want to show. Yeah, Anka modeling.
Oh, not the
The
space.
Speak it, young. Speak it.
Not the space. Oh God.
I figure I had to show that off real quick.
I was watching a show and my mom just took a picture and yeah. So, anyways.
Oh,
Real talk. That looks like exactly how my mom would take a picture too. Exactly. Just be like, I'm sitting home. I'm sitting there just relaxing. All of a sudden, what was that?
Right. She caught me in
Anka's
4K.
Anka's over here giving you attitude.
boy, Sin, your audio is coming in way later than your video.
Uh-oh. Well,
I don't know what to. Don't make me. Am I gonna have to leave and come back? Please don't tell me that. I might though.
It'll be okay.
we'll
We'll be all right. Yeah. So shout out to Anka. This is not only did I get a shirt, I actually got a graphics card finally. That I stuck in his computer. It was like, okay, so we now have this. What do you want me to do with this? Like, I haven't really thought about that part. I've not thought that far.
Well,
Of course, somebody said, hey, could you stick it into a computer and possibly encode a stream with it? I said, that is a thing I probably could do. To be continued. Anywho, who wants to go first?
me because it's off
Yeah.
because it's awful.
Oh,
So
yeah.
last week, along with the Tech Talk crew, I decided I was going to take myself a little break, reflect, work on some stuff, create some journals, map out some ideas that I wanted to have for the year. At which point, my computer decided it was going to not have the display come on and stuff. So I had to go take the computer in to get service, thinking, okay, well, this is clearly a motherboard issue. It wasn't a motherboard issue. It was the CPU issue. And that was the beginning of the week. Later that week, I went with my mom because she wanted to go visit my brother to go give him his Christmas gifts because he could not make it to her house for Christmas. He lives 3.5 hours away. So I was just like, I'll ride with you so that you don't have to do that by yourself. That's fine. Go down, have a good old time watching X-Men First Class and eating pizza and all this other stuff. Go home. 2 days later, I'm having a wake up and I'm like, I'm just feeling a little bit scratchy than usual. I should probably update, up my intake of tea or whatever. Just casually waiting for the computer, like reports for the computer to come back. And my mom goes, hey, good morning, kids. So remember when we went to go visit your brother this weekend? His fiance tested positive for COVID, so you may have been exposed. And good morning. That was 9 o'clock. So between all of that, it was just kind of like this week has been the ghetto. The ghetto. The whole ghetto.
Woo child, the ghetto.
But on the other hand, on that same week that I was on break, I didn't have the computer, but I absolutely got to get this shirt, so. Magical times. At least we got to have that moment before I had to take the computer into the shop.
Yeah.
And the computer comes back with an upgrade, so now I'll be able to be bad at games, but in higher definition.
That part.
Also, I'm about to be a whole, like, when I can finally stream again, I'm about to be a whole menace. I just want y'all to know, menace.
You know what?
Problem.
The fact that you said that made me realize something. I was wondering why you weren't streaming, and I forgot you didn't have a computer. I just now put two and two together.
Major, please. Please, Major.
Look, I'm gonna be hosting Sin on Mondays and Tuesdays. Like, why is that? Is he still on break?
I also want to come back and talk about how Major Loki tried to clown me and the entire crew last week. Was just like, so, hey Major, have you heard? I hear about most things before y'all tell me about them, usually several hours in advance. I'm waiting for Sid to tell me about this Twitch email. I'm like, Major, please.
Y'all force my hand on that one. It's like
It's
not like I don't post them in Discord. And y'all post it, like, you either tag me on Twitter or you post it in our chat. I was like, yeah, like, have y'all not noticed that when y'all post it? Yep, that's already on the outline. Already on the outline because I saw it hours ago.
Yeah, that's why I'd just be like, "Have you heard about this?" Oh yeah, it's on the thing, and I'm like, "Oh." Well, but no, it's on there too. But on the list, and I'm like, we'll find it.
Look, I'm not saying don't still do that because there are things that either I don't want to talk about or, I do miss. But this incident specifically was when Anka discovered Twitter Blue.
I don't be on Twitter like that, so
she was like, "Oh my god, they added an undo feature." Anka, that's been there for like 3 months.
Hey, look, this past 4 months I've been
here for the episode that was on.
Yeah, we pointed out, it's like, well, okay, she may have been studying when we covered that, so I will give her the pass. But yeah, we covered that months ago.
Look, I was like,
and then, yes, that's when I pointed out that, yeah, I know that Twitch sent that email. I'm waiting for Sin to cover that one because I am very indifferent to all of it. I have nothing to say, or at least nothing educated.
I don't know if anybody has anything to say about that email because I read that whole thing and all I could think was mess. Mess. I did do one other thing though, which was really cool. I started this year. I decided to start a bullet journaling habit. So I finally made use of this notebook that the company sent us for Christmas. But I'm trying to kind of keep better notes for the stuff that I'm planning or want to work on, because I get asked. I just have a job where I get asked a lot of things by a lot of different people, and it's easy for me to forget stuff. So we're looking forward to seeing how this journaling habit goes.
Nice.
And that's it for me for today, except for, of course, the computer people finally got back to me and said, hey, this is what was wrong with the computer. We replaced the part for you. This is how much it'll be when you come and pick it up. So as long as I can manage to make it out to the store before this weekend, because apparently we're supposed to get some nonsense and fuckery this weekend in terms of weather.
It's January. It's supposed to happen. Oh, wait. Not in Georgia, though, right? Oh. I'm just waiting for North Carolina to just to panic and shut down.
Yep.
My problem isn't the winter weather. It is that the people here do not know how to handle winter weather.
Okay.
With you. When Atlanta closed down and people were
for the inch and a half of snow, and it made it to
for
CNN.
Literally an inch and a half.
Are those people still? Are those people still stranded on 95 in Virginia?
Possibly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it literally was like there was comparisons of that quote unquote winter storm of an inch and a half with the fucking intro to the first or second episode of Walking Dead.
First,
when Rick gallops into Atlanta,
what?
It was the same thing. Cars jammed on one side of the road because everybody was trying to get out and nobody was trying to get in. And it was just like that. So yeah, Georgia loses his mind when weather happens.
Jerry, they are, at least here, I think they're being preemptive about it. Because I think for like the past few days, I've seen like salting on roads, which is new to me.
We supposed to be going to New Jersey tomorrow to help clean up some stuff from my grandfather's house. I'm about to be like, Dad.
Well, it's not going to do anything until
you might be
Sunday.
Stranded if you go up there.
And we're supposed to be coming back Sunday.
Well,
no, you're not. No,
you're not. Yeah, y'all may have to come back early, or you're going to be in New Jersey for a minute.
You better make allowances. You better let the office know.
Wait, does nobody watch the news? I don't watch. I've just been hearing it through Slack and TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, the way that I knew about it was like I saw like I got a weather notification.
You better tell the office. Actually, I may or may be a day or two late. I'm just letting you know.
I'm gonna tell you this. I will tell you exactly how I found out. The electric company straight up sent everybody an email that said, y'all might want to plan to not have electricity for a little bit this weekend because we got a storm coming through. And I'm just like, imagine the electric company being like, y'all better plan not to have no electricity.
Yeah, get some ice, put it in your freezer.
All I know is I'm hoping that my underground power lines are going to hold out.
That'll be fine. That should be fine.
Just wherever my power is coming from, they need to protect that.
Big facts.
Then I need electricity and the internet. Everything else can go.
Yeah, exactly. See, and it's the one thing I do not like about it is that it's happening on Sunday, and even because it's North Carolina, obviously we're going to have effect. It's going to be felt up until Monday, and possibly Tuesday.
Right.
The thing is, Monday is MLK Day. I will be at home regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna be home.
So it's like, what was? Y'all couldn't wait till Tuesday.
What was the reason?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be home looking at somebody's live stream about the event. That's about it.
So my dad was just like, "Yeah, I know. I'm prepared to stay an extra day, but maybe you shouldn't go." I was just like,
"Well, it's going up into New Jersey, so honestly, y'all gonna be stuck."
Somebody gonna be stuck. Sure.
Y'all gonna be stuck because it's going up the East Coast on Sunday.
I'm just saying.
Now, of course, Ruin says this only gonna be like 1 to 3 inches, but this is Ruin, who sounds like they're from Jersey, so 1 to 3 inches may be nothing to them. But we, as Southern folks, we may have sense to not be out in it.
Again, the whole city of Atlanta was shut down for 1 to 3 inches.
Yeah.
Hello.
Have y'all not seen Snowmageddon from the Snowpocalypse 2014 in North Carolina?
You mean 2003?
No, 2014.
Yep, I remember that.
That was the same one that was reported here.
When it snowed,
yeah, that's right. That was the same storm.
Snowed in my neck of the woods, people lost their minds, and I was one of those people because I was like, "Oh, like I was born in Miami, Florida. I've lived in the Bahamas for a part of my life, and I've lived here. I've never seen snow. I never seen snow in my life, in real life, outside of Hallmark. So to see snow in my little corner of the world was like, oh my God.
I love snow.
What?
I love snow.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was still in school.
Yep, I remember. Yep, I was leaving downtown Raleigh to go to Durham. That's a 30-minute drive. When it started, it was so bad. It was not bad when we were in the building. We could still see the street while we were still on the building. I had to go from the 17th floor to the parking deck. By the time I hit the street after we decided to go home, the street was covered. What the fuck? Damn it. That was also the day I decided to leave Red Hat, coincidentally, because I lost my wife that day.
Dang.
She got off work, went to the grocery store, and she was like, it was fine when she went in, but when she came out, it was covered. And we lived on a hill. So she tried to drive her SUV up a hill, did not go, so she had to park. She had to find somewhere to park, grab whatever groceries she could, and walk up the hill. I figured she'd have been home by then. She wasn't. I went out looking for her, but then we kept getting IRC messages saying, hey, if you're at home, sign back in. We got customers waiting. I'm like, the fuck can we do? My wife ain't here. I just married. We won't marry for a year. The fuck? I'm doing any work.
My boop is out there in the wilderness.
Did you successfully find her?
Yes. So by the time I made it around the corner to the hill, that's when I saw her walking up. And I mean, just hands in pockets with the bags just draped around her forearms. And I was initially a little upset because she wasn't answering the phone. I was worried. I was like, I know you don't know, but I'm apologizing right now. I was so upset and it does not make any sense. I am so sorry. I'm glad you were safe and I'm so glad you're okay.
But let me but don't do this again.
Don't do this again.
No.
Don't you ever.
I mean, I'm imagining that you're just like, please don't do this again. And she's looking at you like, I didn't want to do this the first time.
Which is true.
True.
What do you mean?
The second time it snowed, we actually just bought a house. When we bought our first house, it snowed and the power cut out. Luckily, our house was built. Electricity was running, which means heat was running. We sit there and waited, and we realized, wait, we have the keys to this house. We're moving into the house in 3 days. What's stopping us from loading this truck, loading the SUV up, braving it to Mebit, and just posting in there for a few days? We took the risk, not even knowing if the power was on. Got there, the lights were on. It was nice, warm, and toasty. And they had plowed the street. And there's a Walmart nearby. So we went to the Walmart, went to the Red, because we bought a TV and a PlayStation. Went to the Red Box, rented a couple of movies, got some groceries. We spent our first night in that house, in sleeping bags, watching TV. It was the best because it dropped to 30 degrees in the apartment, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. We were gonna do some Survivor up until it was no, we ain't doing this.
low key that was a sitcom plot, and I love it. I love it.
Major went.
He's laughter.
No.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, but it was between taking that risk and then going to my parents' house. My wife was like, "Yeah, we're going to Mebane."
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine. I wholeheartedly agree. I would love to be in my house too, and not my parents.
Facts.
So let's see who. So that was Sin. Anka, I'm gonna go with you because I'm gonna save Kev for last. Kev and me for last.
Well, I'm now 27.
Yes. It's an old goat.
And
How does it feel? So much closer to 30.
but it's not 30. So, I just
Right?
babies.
Just babies. Still
Oh, Ruin, I
behind
thought you were
the
older
kid.
than me for some reason. I don't know why.
I've never met Ruin, and I thought he was older than 32.
I just assume everybody's older than me at this point.
It's, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so honestly, like, that was a half joking guess. I was like, what? You're only 27? Fuck.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, it feels like, I was walking through the house on the day of, when on my birthday, the power went out for like 5 hours. So that was great.
Oof.
Somebody hit some poles, knocked out the entire neighborhood for like from 3 to 8.
What she's not telling you is it was her. She was celebrating so hard.
Went hard in the paint.
Okay,
Wait.
so see, disconnected from this story is Anka being like, I went skating one day and I might have gotten a couple of bruises. I was surprised if it was Anka who took those poles out. They try to act like it wasn't her.
Uncle was trying to live her best roll bounce life. She
Wait, she took out a whole power grid?
She was invoking her sweetness, and a pole might have been in her way, and one
Might
thing
have been displaced temporarily.
It was a lot going on when we went skating. In
Having
the park.
met Anka, though, it's like the physics of this doesn't make sense, but I'm willing to believe it.
Oh.
I don't know. We've seen Anka play Black Desert Online. Impossible things happen all the time around her.
Impossible.
I'm also addicted to Black Desert now. It's great, Wonderful.
Just when I thought I found a Halo buddy.
I stopped playing Halo because I didn't want to do the event. Oh God, I just opened up something I wasn't supposed to.
Halo.
Anyway, no.
Oh no, she's probably playing BDO. Hold on, let me check. Is she...
I'm AFK training on there, by the way. Anyways, they finally gave the skins from the HCS to everybody.
Oh, I should probably launch the game then.
Yeah.
I forgot what I had. It's so inconsequential to me is I forgot what I had.
You had the pose. I think you only had the pose.
Well, I think I locked that already. I already had that one. Wasn't it? It was a gun skin. I think it was a gun. The gun skin was the one I didn't have that I earned. But yeah, I already had the pose because I love that thing. It's like, ah!
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Like a fucking Super Saiyan. It's great. My pose does not match my gaming ability.
Hey, it's all right. I'm gonna get back on Halo at some point, but I had to take a break. I had played it for a month straight. I was like,
I mean, to be fair, I don't think I've played it in a month either.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to.
Yeah.
But then I don't.
Yeah.
Because I found Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's all right. But that's all that happened. I saw a cat actually hunting a mouse.
I'm
6
glad
feet in
she
front of you.
continued that story. Because if it stopped at I saw a cat.
I said, Jig.
I mean, hey, I
cat.
saw a
think a
cat,
mouse. How did that go for the mouse?
That mouse had no chance. Because, like, we were walking, and the cat just came out of nowhere. He looked at us, and we looked at him. Or her. I don't know.
He
if it
looked
was
at me.
female or male.
We looked at him.
He looked at me, and I looked at him.
He was like, yeah, basically. And next thing I know, he pounces. We hear a squeak. He does a little bit more digging. He jets off with a mouse in his mouth, and we're just like,
Mhm.
okay.
Damn, nature, you scary.
And then he did this with his paw, and he was like, "See nothing."
You didn't see anything. And you know what made it the best? The cat. It was a spotted cat. It was the one that looked like a mini leopard. So
He living
I
his
was
best
like-
Lynx
You know, we
life,
used to
and-
do that. You know, you talk about your ancestors in seasoning. This is my ancestors.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
all my friends, we were just standing there like, did that just happen? Yeah, natural selection.
When-
Not natural selection, please.
Circle of life. And say the mouse eats the cheese, and we eat the mice.
That cat looked at us like, I am Mufasa now. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that was all. I don't think anything else happened. One of my friends came and surprised me from Orlando for my birthday, so that was great.
Oh,
And now they're in Spain.
nice.
I'd say that took a turn, but
It's like nice.
What
just gonna
what
leave
Anka
me.
means to say.
Huh?
Anka said, I got bougie friends. We do
I do.
international travel.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
We got passports. We out here.
Honestly,
We out here and over there.
Depending on-
We over there.
depending on how COVID is acting on the second half of this year, I might be in Montreal, so we don't know. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's Canada.
like
That's
it.
whatever.
I'm like I've been saying this a lot. If the Lord and this virus have a way, make a way, I might be traveling.
Yeah. 'Cause I was supposed to be in Buffalo this weekend, but yep.
Sorry? Buffalo, New York?
Yep.
No,
Why would you be
way.
there?
Um, a LAN party?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was like, nah, I'm gonna go.
No.
I'm gonna go get my food, but that was the end of my story. So just
Okay.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna jump ahead of Kevin.
Okay.
One I want to point out now that she's gone, I don't think she can hear me. I want to make sure everybody sees this.
Oh yeah.
So
Wait,
for
I
Chris-
messed up.
yeah, so for Christmas we got nice handwritten notes along with the t-shirts. But yeah, I wanted to make sure show people that yeah, I thought this was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I sold my consoles this past week. I no longer have my Xbox One X, my Xbox One S, or my PS4. Did I I think I posted that picture in here. Did I post that screenshot in here?
Can a PlayStation 5 play PlayStation 4 games?
I think so, but I don't remember if it's like the full catalog.
It's yes asterisk. Like some,
we
but
go.
not all. Okay.
Do you know how to find
because-
out which ones it does play?
There should be a list. Someone had to have created a
Yeah,
list.
there's
if
a list.
Sony
Majority.
didn't.
Yeah, it's like majority of Sony, basically like Sony exclusives.
Or Ruin. Or ask Ruin or Young. Both of them have PS5s.
Yes, they do.
Can you play Final Fantasy Remake on your PS5?
They actually released it. You talking about 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've released that for PS5.
Yes.
I
So
think they
that's-
had a version for that for PS4 too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. it came out.
It is that one is backwards compatible, but there is also a PS5 version. They wouldn't. I imagine.
Yeah, integrate.
It's integrate, but Square actually fucked PS4 players on that one. I bet they did. Yeah, they did because they did not release
really did.
DLC for PS4.
They really did because it was like, oh, you want to play? You want to play this on PS5? Cool. Pay for that and the information.
But see, isn't there free upgrade to PS5 from PS4? I don't know.
There's free upgrade, but not for integrate.
Oh, so they don't get the DLC, but they get the PS5 version of that game just without the DLC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird. That's what
it's
I'm
really
saying.
weird. It's really weird.
Sony be doing some dumb shit, and that's where it's like, yes, but asterisk.
Yeah.
It's the whole like pay for upgrades, which is shitty compared to.
And of course, we know with the Series X and S, like it's pretty much like, hey, you stick anything in the Series X and it will do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I was trading in the consoles, my Xbox One X gave this weird error when they were trying to. So I braved the COVID and went to the GameStop to get all the monies, and I got this weird error when they tried to turn on my Xbox One X.
Oh, that was funny.
So when they tried to turn it on, it didn't want to boot. Then it finally did, and it's like, hey, we think you need an update. It seems like you need an update. So they finally connected it to the wireless, and then when they did, this screen popped up. So, this is awkward. We thought this Xbox console might need an update. It doesn't. Sorry about that.
It's like, oops. Actually, we were wrong.
It's like, you're damn right you were, because I know I fucking updated your ass before I left the house.
No.
Because I cleaned all the systems. Like, what the fuck?
Like, well, this is embarrassing.
So, yeah. So, over the week, last week I traded in all my consoles because I finally found one.
Yay! We love
now, there's a story here.
Shut up, Sanders.
Shut up. So while we were exchanging gifts last week, I happened to come across Best Buy's Xbox All Access program.
Right.
Now, I've tried doing it before, but every time I applied, it gave me an error. It didn't deny me, which would have been embarrassing. It just kept saying it could not do anything. There was an error, and it wouldn't tell me what the error was. For all I know, it could have been that they were denying me. They just wanted to be nice about it. But I decided to try it again last week. So I filled out the application, and it went through.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to go through, order my Xbox, and it was going to be here Wednesday. An Xbox was going to be arriving at somebody's house on a Wednesday. So I was really excited. So I was like, well, I guess I could offset some of the cost of it by selling the console. So that's what I went to do. Went to GameStop to do it, and I told them what I was doing. And they're like, well, there's an Xbox right behind you. It's a bundle, but there's an Xbox there. I turned around, and sure enough, there was an Xbox, and it came with Far Cry 6, Call of Duty Vanguard, and NBA 2K22, and $50 gift card. Ruin, I'm going to tell you something. Have you seen the trade-in values for consoles now? It is not a mistake.
It was not.
It was not.
Because that chip shortage basically
like used cars. Like used cars, buddy.
Mm-hmm. That's why it was at that point where it was like, oh shit, the values are going up because of scarcity. Huh.
I got more. I checked eBay. That night.
Yeah.
I got more from GameStop than I would have gotten from eBay. A PS4 is $220 if you were to do GameStop credit as a pro member.
Right.
Xbox Series S is $222. The 500 gigabyte. The PS4 Pro I think is $330 because my Xbox Series X was $330.
Right.
Just to give and just to let you know, an Xbox Series X is $330 traded in, and an Xbox Series S is $220 traded in.
Mm-hmm.
So last gen consoles will give you the same as current gen.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like I was like watching this guy that I watch a lot called Tronics Fix, and he was basically like buying broken Series X's and PS4, PS5, and them joints were like at least 370 broken.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I think I looked at I think it was like a refurbished or a pre-owned console, and it was like GameStop is not making as much on these consoles as they used to.
No.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was like literally forcing them. The scarcity alone was forcing people to like kick it up.
So yeah, I made out like a fucking bandit and was happy to go to GameStop Friday.
Yep.
But yeah, so because they had that Xbox Series X sitting there, like I said, somebody got an Xbox on Wednesday. Kev, who got an Xbox on Wednesday? Look at Dan. Look,
I got an Xbox on Wednesday. That's right. That's right.
like, look,
That's right.
and again, like I said, I'm a man of my word. As I said on, like, you can go check the tape. I said this fucking live on air, and I'm proud that I said it. I told Kev, I said, look, if I get an Xbox Series X, you could just have it. I don't need it. There's no need for. Honestly, I'd be losing money if I tried to sell it, because an Xbox One S would give me the same amount. I said, Kev, you can have it, and I'm a man of my word. Like that Series X came home Friday. I set it up. The next day, that Xbox Series S was at the UPS store, was shipped out.
Mm-hmm. Like for real. So, because I mean, okay, so just like I say, Major's Manager's word, he promised it, and love him for it. This is by far, hands down, the most generous gift I've ever gotten from somebody that was not a family member or my mom. Real talk. I mean, completely, utterly generous. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and so to basically get this, and I basically, like, the only person I told was like my mom and a couple of my mods and like a few nears and dears, and they were like, oh my god. They were like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. So it was like, I'm verklempt, everybody else is around me is verklempt. And when I took it out, and I'm like, yo, Major, I'm about to do a full court press. How do you want me to how do you want me to do this? Because I'm about to do everything but damn near get on the mountaintops, get on Stone fucking Mountain, kick a couple of
And he can do that. He can actually get the Stone Mountain.
Literally yell from the top of that mountain. Major Linux is
From the top rope.
the best. He got me an Xbox. Ayo. And I'm like, yes. So I'm like,
Look,
bruh, let me know what you need me to do, because I'm about to hit you up on Twitter. I'm about to hit you up on Instagram. I was almost about to do Facebook, but nobody knows me on Facebook like that. So I'm like, but ain't nobody on Facebook like that. So I was like, Insta, TikTok. I was on TikTok. I was making TikToks about this, because I was like, hey, yo, we need to know. I'm out here putting it together. I couldn't even set up my Xbox because I was making the TikTok to say, hey, yo, I got the Xbox. And it's just like, okay, what we about to do? And so what I knew it was ordained is because when I knew it was ordained, I knew it was right, because the UPS man knocked on my door. None of the delivery dudes ever knock and ring on my door. I literally cornered the mailman like that scene in Dexter. I was like, surprise, motherfucker. And they were like, I'm like literally come up to the man and say, "Hey yo, knock on my door when you got a package, man. Whenever I got a package, knock on the door." And this happened twice, and I knew it was ordained twice because it was Anka's gift. He rang and knocked the door on Anka's gift, and then he knocked and rang the doorbell on this. So I knew it was go time because none of them knocked. FedEx, UPS, nor the post office. None of them knocked, but they knocked today.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I have never been more excited about watching something I shipped make it.
Yes.
Any other time, I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure it gets there. That way, you know, if I was returning something or whatever, like, all right, it made it there. That way they can't say I didn't send it.
Right.
This one, I'm like, okay, it's there. Okay, it's made it there. It's on a delivery truck now. Okay. Any moment now. Come on, buddy. Come on. And you said it was little. Like, I opened the app, said delivered on my app. I was like, yes.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Right. Because I was like,
when we tell y'all, it was like a full-on chorus of praise break music from the 22nd Kojic Choir's anniversary.
It was like, this is the blessing of Peru. This is the blessing of Peru. I was like, yes. So I was like, got it, snuck it in, like not really snuck it in the house, but basically rushed it into the house. Waving at my neighbors. Hey neighbors. Hold my box coming in. Hold my box coming in.
How did they package that?
Listen, the way they packaged it is they packaged it like it was going to a fucking army base in Kabul. They packaged it like it was going across the fucking the country,
because
if not the world.
I'm gonna let you know, I only dropped off the Xbox.
It literally, okay.
I only dropped off the Xbox and said, yeah, I'm paying for you to pack it too.
Here's what they did. They wrapped it ever so neatly in this plastic wrap. I thought it was like shrink wrap. I'm like, not him shrink wrapped it back. Because it was like, bro. Because I'm like, first of all, consoles would never, you could go to a store and buy a console off the shelf.
Shrink wrapped.
It was not wrapped as they wrapped it. I have had an iPad and a Pixel 4a come from Amazon, and it was not wrapped even as best. It wasn't wrapped as if this was wrapped today. I
need to go back and send them a review, or put a review on their, like, because it's the UPS store, not too far from my house.
You better give them.
I love them, and to see that they did that, because normally when I have them send packages, I've already packaged it.
Right.
I packaged it here, and I just need them to print a label. This is the first time I've paid them to pack it because I didn't have any boxes here.
Right.
Because coincidentally, I cleaned it all because of Christmas.
Yeah. So, because I mean, and they wrapped it in like fucking 8 miles of bubble wrap, and it was that big thick rubber. But I was like, I can't throw this bubble wrap away. I might need this to wrap some stuff up with my stuff.
Well, that's good. That makes me happy because I was wondering how that was going to go down. So I'm glad that they did that well.
I was like, when I opened it up, the only thing that showed me that it was open was the tabs.
Yeah,
the tab flaps. Other than that, I was like, oh shoot, it looks brand new. It looks brand new, clean. It looks clean. I think they were like, is that a hint of disinfectant? I'm like, I loved it.
Well, no, that it was not. That thing was just packed. Like, just all right, I need to put this in a box. I thought I threw that Xbox Series S box away too. I was so lucky that, wait, it's in this closet. Oh, okay. And just put everything back where I found it.
I was like, dude, this is amazing. I'm saying like, this is amazing. If you was an eBay seller, I would have gave you like 5 stars, man.
I died when you were saying like, it's so clean. Like you have the little the voices, and it's so clean. Like, is it though? It's been sitting here collecting dust for a minute.
It was clean, dude.
I didn't do anything to that thing.
Because I'm like, I'm not saying I was expecting like, you know, nacho finger dust or like, you know, crumbs.
I'll remember that for next time. I'm just going to eat a whole bag of Cheetos and just pack it then.
No, you don't have to do that. But seriously, That'll take off your eBay rating. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, bro, I was like, yo, I wasn't expecting it to be as clean as it was. This clean. And I was like, it looked like you literally got one, opened it,
just to see
looked
what
at
was
it,
in there.
and then was like, yeah, that's it. Closed the bag,
Series
and
S?
then was like, yep, it's a Series S. All right, ship it. And I'm like, that was it. Yeah, that's how clean it looked. I'm like, he had this for 4 months. That looked like he just bought it, son.
Yeah. Also, the other thought that
He
came.
cleaned it with a Q-tip.
The other thought that came through with that was, yeah, I've had it for 4 months and it still looks clean.
It still looks clean. It still looks clean.
Almost as if he never used it.
Mm-hmm. It was like, and I was almost like Tiffany Haddish, like, oh, this is nice. It ain't got roaches on it or nothing. And I'm like, bruh, I was so pleased. And the first part I was thinking, like, I wonder if he put the HDMI cable in there. I mean, I got plenty, but I was wondering if he put the HDMI cable in there. And I'm like, oh snap, it is the HDMI cable in there. 2
reasons why.
Right.
1, because I had to go buy HDMI cables for all of those consoles I traded in.
Right.
Which luckily there was a Five Below next door, so I went and bought all the cables there.
Mm-hmm.
2, because with those consoles, now granted, you could use any HDMI cable, but those cables are rated for 8K. So it's like, I don't want to give any reason for you not to be able to experience that thing the way it was meant to be experienced. So it's like, yeah, like those and like the HDMI cables they send with these consoles are really fucking good.
It's like 2.1, like HDMI 2.1.
Yep.
Yeah. I was
So
like,
yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's like this is the cable that came with that Xbox. Take that.
Because I was like, I wonder if I have to. Because I'm like $300 savings. I pretty much just buy whatever I need.
I'm gonna recommend. I mean, look, if you want the storage expansion card, sure. You can never go wrong with the USB 3.2 external hard drive.
Well, that's what I got.
I've been playing around with the SSDs, not the platters, but the SSDs. I was doing some file transfers on this Xbox the other day. Over 2 gigabits per second transfer between internal and that external drive with the SSD.
Oh yeah, mine. Like I did, I moved Yakuza 7 to the external because I was like, I played it and I was like, you know what, Yakuza 7 ain't hitting, but I don't want to delete it, so I'm just gonna move it over there till the mood comes back. And so I just moved it over there. It took about 8 minutes to move over, and I'm like, I literally can go, transfer a game over, take a shower, eat breakfast, look back, oh, what's up? It's done. So I'm like, it's not too bad.
Well, I'm telling you, them SSDs, you just transfer it, you blink, and it's done.
Oh yeah. That's on the list for the next go around because I'm like, might need another one just because.
Well, okay.
But yeah, awesome. To answer what Sanders says, what were you going to play first? The first game that I played was Hexic HD. The very first game was Hexic HD because I was like, oh, it's free.
Isn't that the first live title, Xbox Live arcade title?
Yeah, for the 360. Yeah. Yeah, when they used to have the blades on it. So yeah, first game I played, like, oh shoot, I remember playing this at my cousin's house. I played that, and then I played what did I play? I think Hexic? No, I said Hexic, but played Hades on cloud to see what the cloud gaming.
How was the latency playing from a console?
It was not bad. Like, it was not bad.
I should try that. See if it's better than mobile.
Because it wasn't like that. There was one issue that I had with that, but that was mostly because it was a weird, black film. It was basically a buffer slide. It looked like just something had slid into frame and then out. Basically like a downs wipe. It was like a wipe that went down, and it was it was totally fine. It was totally fine, but it was the latency was actually pretty smooth. That's what was good. It was a good test to check out the latency. Hades was a good test for the latency because Hades is very a Twitch game,
right?
Twitchy type game. So I was like, well, that's not bad. and then ended up like, man, I might as well try hate. I might as well want to retry Hades again. That was actually kind of fun. So I ended up downloading it. So I played a little bit of that. Played Avengers, a lot of
That's
that.
right. That's what I did watch you play for a little bit.
Yeah, that was I was literally like gobsmacked about this game actually runs. It wasn't even the fact that it looked great, because it did look great, but it actually ran. And it looked good. And it didn't drop frames. And it didn't make my head hurt when I looked at the sky. And I'm like, with the skybox, and I'm like, yes, this is actually good. I'm liking this. I'm also liking Avengers, but I'm liking this. And I'm like, cool. So, and then I've just been like downloading and like swapping out games and like checking stuff, and yeah, good experience. So again, thank you, Major.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate you. I'm gonna be having a lot of fun with this, and I'm thank you for sending it to me. I will give it a really good home. If you see it, I have it on its own little stand, so getting proper air and ventilation. Barely can hear it. I got my hard drive hooked up to it. Debating on getting a remote, depending on how HDCP is. We'll see how that goes.
Microsoft's HDCP is not. It's been on since I've had to mess around with it. It's not that bad.
It's pretty loose. It's almost like Switch loose, where it's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just literally just plug it into the dock and go to town, friend.
You can get a splitter, strip that out.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a problem, yeah, I already got a splitter, but
really, Anka?
Not you eating on the sly.
No, what you put in chat.
Can we talk about that goblin stare she gives?
He was the goat
just
the
over
whole
the shoulder.
time.
Oh no!
And he would have got away. And he would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you pesky kids and your meddling dog.
I would have gotten away with it. It wasn't for me just being me.
Mm-hmm. True deal.
I can't ruin. I would get thrown out this house.
We in a no drink house. Me and Uncle are both in no drink households.
These walls are too thin.
I get shaved for drinking Pepsis, and I'm like, I might as well drink Michelob at this point.
Apparently, Sprite and Minute Maid have metal in them or something.
Well,
okay.
Something like that. Well, the cans of Sprite aren't good to drink right now, and then all Minute Maid just don't drink it because they recalled.
Oh.
Well, on that note,
hey, excuse me, moi. Wait. We're not just gonna go skip that. What you mean? They recalled every Minute Maid.
Yeah, they found pieces of metal in some of them.
Somebody wanted hardcore pulp.
I said, I want all of it.
Oops, all pulp. Oops, all pulp.
Like, dang.
I want the pulp and some of the metal shavings. I want it all.
Somebody, my mom told me about the Sprite. I was drinking Sprite at the time. I was like,
you basically would be like,
damn.
But she was like, well, let me clarify. It's the cans, not the bottles.
You got to be more specific, mother.
Right.
Look at metal made it into the bottles of Minute Maid.
Don't bury the lead, Mom.
Well, on that note, I guess we're here. We have gathered here today, the year of our Lord 2022, to talk some tech, gaming, and streaming nugs, which, boy, we have plenty of that too. Ruin may not be wrong.
Y'all.
Level up that breath.
Yes.
I just, wanted to see if this recall was still relevant. This article says literal may contain metal bolts or washers.
Excuse me? What the fuck?
Now when I think about metal, I always think about like metal
may
shaving.
contain bolts or washers.
I say may contain thumbtacks and nails and 10-penny nails. Like seriously,
May contain machinery. Your bottle of orange juice may contain the factory in which it was produced.
May contain.
Minute Maid came out with a new flavor, silver.
Came out with a new flavor, tetanus.
Minute Maid came out with a new flavor, production line.
Industrial Revolution.
Now that actually
That
sounds like
a
my
flavor.
new flavor.
Oh yes.
I was just like,
Coal Black Industrial Revolution. Get it.
taste the power of what years was that? I don't even know.
God, that was like.
You right? You right, Sid?
That had to been the vault. That had to been the vault years.
Oh my god!
I drank a lot of vault back in the day. I'm still paying for it.
So somehow, Norton antivirus seems to be worse than all of that, though.
Yep.
Norton installs an Ethereum CRYPTOMINER with its 360 security suite.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But it gets worse.
Y'all, I'm so tired.
It gets worse, though.
Oh, it does?
It does.
Oh, it does.
Oh, where is it? Norton's miner charges a 15% pool fee, which is frankly ridiculous. Most Ethereum pools charge 1 or 2%. So whatever you mine, Norton gets way more than if you just do it yourself. But it gets even worse because it's spreading. Mm-hmm. Avira, an antivirus that is owned by Norton, also is installing a CRYPTOMINER. And it will also be taking a 15% cut.
The way the cure is the killer now.
Now, as I've mentioned to someone before, actually, I want to say it was THC on Twitter the other day when I posted these. If you are willingly installing anything other than Windows Defender on your PC, please, I will provide you with an address. I will get a PO box first, and I will provide you that address for you to send me your PC. You have now been revoked your PC privileges because no.
Mm-hmm.
Because no.
Wait.
Give it here.
Even ESET is bad?
Ma'am. Is this your personal machine?
I just need to know the answer. I just need yes.
Is this your personal machine?
I just need a yes or no.
Anka, you have my home address. Please send my PC back. Send my PC back.
Run his PC back.
I did not send you that. It's for you to sully it.
Not major saying. I ain't send you out here to New York to embarrass me.
So, Major, I'm gonna need that address because there is one antivirus that I have had for years at this point, and
did you install it?
I mean, yes, I did.
Willingly.
I mean, it didn't come bundled with Windows 10.
Yep. So I will send you that address. Please forward any and all PCs with willingly installed antivirus software on them to me. I will give them a wonderful, fantastic home here.
Yeah. You know what computer you're not
Now
getting?
my question is,
because Windows Defender on that bit. There we go. Double tap.
now let me ask a question on that one. I mean, I guess the thing here that we're going with is that there is no antivirus to save, but
Windows
Are there
Defender
any that
is
don't-
good enough.
It's good enough.
are there anything that if someone had them installed, you would not immediately ask for their computer, but you would say you have 30 days to uninstall it?
If it was unwillingly installed, if it came bundled, or if your IT professional put that shit on your machine.
Mm-hmm. To which,
And then at that point, you need to let me know the address of that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be confiscating any and all of their equipment and forming a service that's similar to Child Protective Services, but for computers, and having them arrested.
Because they ain't here to see you be great. It's like throwing Kaspersky on that mug.
Oh my god!
I mean, not
Kaspersky is the one I'd
thing
imagine
is,
been doing
right,
this in the first place.
See,
But
that sounds like on brand.
Well,
Yes!
just listed a whole bunch of them, but I'm just like, Avast is the one that I have.
Yeah, go ahead and get that off.
just
Go ahead and get that off there. Turn Windows Defender on, and you know, do yourself a favor, because again, unless you are going into the deepest, dankest, sweatiest part of the internet, you're pretty much okay. Windows Defender will take care of it.
exactly. So
Right.
Ruben says, so am I saying I shouldn't install Norton, Avira, Bitdefender, McAfee, Sophos, Kaspersky, Komodo, AVG, and Avast on the? Oh my! I just read the actual on the same. You know what?
It still runs.
Damn it! How do I ban this motherfucker? I swear.
Like, how
Ruined.
How does it?
You
run?
know what? Here's the thing.
It's ruined.
It's ruined.
How does it run? You're literally running everything. All of your resources
where
is
is
taken.
I'm good
Child,
for
where
that
am I
joke.
on
You get
command?
30 days. For that joke,
Look.
you get 30 days.
Look, I only had ESET on my computer because they were using it at my previous job, and it was doing pretty well.
Did you install ESET on your machine?
I did because of my experience with it, not just because I just was like, I don't know, I'm just choosing random antivirus.
Oh my
I've been using this thing.
I can't,
I've been
bro.
using Avast since before Windows Defender, so like I've just always had it on every machine that I've had. So
Well,
sometimes
okay.
I've had like issues with Windows Defender before, so I don't remember exactly what the issue was. So, but I was just like, it was a reason.
not Anka making up issues.
Well,
Anka making up issues.
just
I
so
can't remember the
just so
exact
we're
time or
clear,
place.
just so we're clear, this is your okay, fine. This is your one warning. If you have antivirus willingly installed on your computer, and all you do is fucking check your email and go to Facebook, and if you at least practice some level of security, you uninstall the antivirus. Windows Defender is enough. If you have a Mac, what the fuck are you even doing?
Mac.
Not to say that Macs don't get viruses, but again, that shit's fucking locked down to fucking hell. You'd have to try really hard, or be targeted.
Okay, I need y'all. Can we just get the fact that this is a miracle episode for Tech Talk Thursdays? Let me give y'all a history lesson real quick. There has not been one episode for all of 20 and 21 where Major has not said, please make sure that you have maximum security on at all times. To factor your things and everything else. This is the
Again,
first
Windows
time that,
Defender
when it comes
is
to the security
enough.
thing, it is the first time that when it comes to security on the thing that Major has ever said, honestly, on God, do fucking less. Like, y'all don't have to do that much. And you really don't.
Because they're
This
not
is the
securing
first and
shit.
only.
They're not securing shit.
They really ain't.
I am,
This is why I had to unfollow Big Cheese Crib.
shocked
This is why I had to follow. That's why I had to unfollow Big Cheese Kid, because the way he was pushing that Norton Gamer Edition, I'm
Oh,
like, dude, no.
I
He
saw-
was okay up until that point.
No,
I was
I
like,
saw-
fuck no, I can't.
No, like I saw that come through, and all I could think at the time was, I forgot how many streamers I'm aware of that are sponsored by them and therefore probably have some like obligatory amount of promotions they have to do, and I'm like, ooh, they got y'all out here looking real ashy right now.
Yeah, I should go
hate
check on.
that
I
for
should go
you.
check on him. I should definitely go check on him now that this Ethereum news is dropped. So, how many of y'all are really up on that Norton now? How'd it go?
I was like, nope.
Also, do y'all know how many, like, just for y'all, right? Do y'all know how many, like, for the audience? One of the big things here was LifeLock, because I believe that in addition to everything else, that also includes all of that Norton LifeLock stuff.
Yep.
And
scam.
y'all might not know a whole bunch about Norton LifeLock and all this other stuff, but I know that every single one of y'all who knows anything about antivirus stuff knows about a certain company by the name of Symantec.
Mm-hmm.
That is what Norton LifeLock is. They're that company.
Yep. I remember when LifeLock was a separate company, and that dude was sitting driving around with his social, I think it was a social security number or some shit on the truck.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I dare you to steal it. And folks kept fucking stealing that shit. Like, dude, what? Stop. Just.
It was like credit card, house loan, mortgage loan, credit card, line of credit.
So they have a real long list of things that they own, like VeriSign. It's just like a
Oh yeah.
problems,
Oh yeah.
issues,
Yep.
concerns.
Yep.
Okay, so like I knew a lot of antivirus like software like would have its own virus on there and make you buy, like, for example, like if the trial ended, it would say there was a virus on your computer when there wasn't, just to make you buy the software. Like I knew that happened, but I didn't think they were all doing it. You know?
Not to mention the antiviruses which are actually viruses, which I like to call wolf in sheep's clothing. They do.
Oh, you mean McAfee?
Well,
McAfee is a legit company, but
I mean it's a legit company, but yeah, it's a scam. It's a scam too. But they're just want to be like,
what is John McAfee up to nowadays?
Not sure. He's got a lot of issues. But
He's
yeah,
probably into crypto too. I wouldn't be surprised if McAfee. This would be on brand for McAfee too.
Yep. But you'll run into those that'll be like, antivirus 2019 Pro, and it's like just enough to make people in the middle-aged folk a little cautious and be like, you have downloaded a virus. This virus is a bad thing. Go pay us $40 for 1 year of protection. Blah blah blah. And I literally I would see them things, and I'd be like, yeah, that's a virus.
But
And
it
I would
says
look
it's gonna protect us from the viruses.
I said it's not gonna protect. It ain't gonna protect.
Oh
it ain't
shit!
Gonna protect nobody.
I forgot.
Oh yes.
I forgot. My bad.
I forgot too. I mean, I know it was going through, but I forgot he was gone.
Yeah. Thank you, Jerry, for that reminder.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they don't ever want to give you the money for it either. To comment, to piggyback off what I just put in chat. We don't need to spend money on that. Okay, but then if all this gets compromised, what y'all gonna do? Everybody going home that day.
Y'all remember Colonial?
Nobody wants to for prevention.
Y'all remember Colonial? But then that was just somebody clicking shit they ain't had no business clicking.
And then you got outsource, which again you should always be insight, even if it's just like two dudes in polo shirts. You need insight. Everybody needs insight because on site. Because guess what? When you got off site, guess what? They show up when they want to show up.
Mm-hmm.
They show up when it's in the schedule for them to show up. But when you have on site, the dude, you just go yell down the hall. You just yell down the hall, Larry.
You found the first. You found the first dude with an anime T-shirt, and you found IT.
Right. Like I remember it was like my
Star Wars anime.
yeah, yep.
And that's
Sorry,
why
man.
I don't have either one of those things.
Today, just a random shirt with a logo on it.
Yep. Just find a dude with a button-down anime shirt from 2003.
Down anime.
And there you go. That's and you'll be all set.
Does he have long hair and a beard?
Yeah.
Looks like Golem,
Wow,
but
that's so
younger.
Typical. Wow.
Yeah.
Can you hear them before you see them? Because they're
Right.
playing loud either anime theme songs or rock music at maximum volume.
If you hear like Invoke from Gundam Seed, yeah, you know it.
Is there a lack of colored people, or is there a lack of POCs or women? Yeah, that's the room.
Are they
Yep.
located in maybe the basement or somewhere very obscure in the building
Right.
that nobody knows really how to get to?
Does it smell like they have not bathed in a while?
If you open the door and they all go, the lights! The lights! Yeah, you know you're in the right place.
Oh my gosh. So bad.
Surprisingly, this does not describe my IT department.
Within almost
There's a lack
every
of there is a noticeable lack of women, but hey, we do at least have 3 black guys, and we work with plenty of sunlight because we're on the 3rd floor.
It's the Big Bang Theory of IT departments.
Yes.
Yeah.
In other news,
basement though. Why are we always in the basement? Like I don't understand. Like,
luckily I've never been in the basement. I've always been on higher floors with at least some sunlight. So that's this is what I loved about Red Hat. Because my entire company is IT, so it's all good here. No upper management to abuse the IT department. There's gotta be well, I mean, then it's just the clients at that point, and then they just like, look, we pay your company, and they will just abuse you.
Right.
gosh, but working for an all IT company versus just being IT support for a company is such. Oh god, it's breath. Like it's refreshing because like you don't have to explain stuff high level to people. You can just be like, hey, they're like,
Are you talking about Red Hat? Because Anka, I'm sorry to break it to you, that's not
What?
the case there.
at least in the part I'm in. At least
Because
the part
you're doing what Ruin is describing. Like you are that IT department that is a client for everybody else.
right, but like you know what I'm saying, like.
Also, I forget that you're not IT. I did IT and your job at Red Hat, and being IT at Red Hat was like being IT anywhere else, even if it was for a technology company, because there are non-technical people who work there.
Yeah, I'm IT and I'm system admin. So and I'm the only system admin for areas. So I'm basically it's just me, myself, and I don't have nobody else to talk to except myself. So
yeah, I fought lawyers. I fought lawyers, baby, or at least it was a lawyer's assistant. No, my name should be this. My alias, but ma'am, I don't give a shit who the fuck you are. It's not going to be that.
Your name is Mildred, for all I care. As long as I fix this computer, and you run me my check, your name is Nancy.
So I forget the chief legal officer. I'm going to tell the chief legal. Tell him. Tell him.
I don't work for you. I work for the company.
Act like you know.
Tell him, you know what? I'll tell him for
I
you.
told him he gonna sign with me, baby. What's good?
I'm an adult. I'm a whole adult. Did I fix your computer? Yes. Fine.
Look, working in IT breaks people, but it's amazing how it broke me. I feel like I've become more black, or more like stereotypically black, since I've been working in IT. It's like, I could be pleasant and cordial, but nah, niggas, fuck you.
Here I am trying to code switch, and you want me to be a whole stereotype. Leave me alone.
what we not going to. Oh my goodness. Speaking of lawyers.
What we not gonna do.
Speaking of lawyers, Sonos won a patent case against Google over smart speakers.
Good.
Now, I only include this because essentially with this patent case, nothing changed. Except how you change the volume on Google smart speakers here on out.
Yep.
Because of this court case, because Google lost this case, you have to turn the volume on a cluster of smart speakers individually. So if you got like a multi-speaker setup to play music, that will still work. But you cannot control the volume of all the speakers at once. You have to go to every speaker and manually change the volume.
Just be like, okay. Okay.
That's the only reason why I included this. Like, again, these articles were added when the list was a lot smaller, and I thought that was kind of funny to talk about that.
See, that's the type of lawsuit where it's like, we all ourselves would be like, okay, that's a little something. But to to another company, that's like, goals. We won, baby, because we won. We won because that means a lot. That might not seem a lot. That might seem minute to us, the mere mortals. But to the big business, we're like, yes,
we did that. We did that. Now, I want to say we did cover this.
Like, I think they basically feel like they walked up into like a schoolyard and punched the biggest bully in the nose and like successfully lived to tell the tale. That's what it feels like.
That part.
Now, we covered this story about a couple of months ago. I want to say it was one of the last stories we covered. About a truck full of GPUs getting boosted Fast and Furious style. They found out where those GPUs went. They ended up in Vietnam.
Wow.
I am concerned that maybe criminals have a better logistics supply chain than we do.
Oh, they do. They do.
You say that criminals have a better logistics supply chain than we do, as if they're not part of that logistics supply chain.
Good point.
Let me get into my bag of candy. I would say, Kevin, feel free to join me on this journey because.
Oh yeah, I got Popcornopolis. Hold on.
So yeah, if you were looking for the GPUs, try Vietnam, because apparently that's where they are. Now, I don't cover much open source news here, but again, this one tickled me a little bit. Libreoffice, one of the free open source alternatives to Microsoft Office, did an amazing thing this week. They added Klingon as an official language to their Office suite. And as Ruin says, it is time to abandon Microsoft. We now have Klingon in LibreOffice. So,
this is not a drill.
Not a drill. There you go. If Klingon is your preferred tongue, native even, I will not be here to judge. There are probably children who grew up on Klingon. There you go. You can now type to your heart's content. And it will be available in February.
Oh, dang.
Hey, just in time for my birthday.
Did you turn to your laptop and try to look for it?
The way Anka was like looking over the shoulder.
Yeah, I happened to look up and notice that that's where she was looking, and that's where she was faced. For those who don't know, for those who are listening to the audio version or who just can't really see her screen, the one screen that's on, that's in her video, I'm gonna make it bigger real quick so that people get a little bit bigger feed here. This screen that's behind Anka here is her secondary monitor to her Rel 8 laptop that she has connected, which comes with LibreOffice pre-installed. So naturally, I'll go to Microsoft LibreOffice doc to test to see if
trying to
Klingon
verify.
was there.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, let me try that out. A lock trust box bomb. Okay.
I am so happy to see that that's what she did. That she actually just opened up. She went to Linux. She knew where she could find it. She went to Linux to find the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Like a true RHCSA.
I must verify this to make sure that it's correct.
Tears. All
Major
right.
over here like a whole proud parent.
I'm gonna tell you something. This week, all the good news that has been happening, I moved. 2022 is great for the show, and I'm loving every single bit of it. Look at that. Hello World, Window, Rel, 8. I want that background. Can you send me that background? Can you send me that wallpaper? I want that.
What's the standard? Or is this just a CSV background?
How would I know?
I don't know. Let me check real quick.
There has to be a PNG or a JPEG of that on your laptop. Everything on Linux is a file. While she does that, T-Mobile begins blocking. Oh, sorry. This is old reporting. So let's start off with that. Earlier this week, T-Mobile was being accused of blocking iPhone users from being able to access iCloud private relay in the United States. Apparently, this is something that can be done on a carrier level. In other countries, it has been done. However, there apparently was a glitch in the system for T-Mobile to where it wasn't being blocked. It was just a glitch. I think it's been fixed. Which, finding out that that's a thing that carriers can do really scares me when it comes to VPNs. Because if carriers can block this, it almost stand to reason that carriers could also just block VPNs at that point. But also in other news, in iOS 15.3, there will be some added verbiage to the iCloud private relay that should prevent the confusion over carrier support of the private relay. So hopefully it should fix the whole issue that arose with T-Mobile. So, hey, if you use private relay, good for you. I could never figure it out. And yeah, just could never figure it out. But yeah, there you go. Apple will allow third-party app store payments in Korea, but will still charge a commission. This is in relation to the court court ruling that happened in Korea, I think last month or the month before. Well, it had to have been the month before because we didn't talk any news last month. So yeah, Apple's working with Korea to try to get that rolled out on iOS. It's not out available. It's available on Android, however, but Apple will still take a cut of those payments, but not as much as they do if you were to go through Apple's payment system. Ruin, of course. So only half a win, yes, of course, because Apple still gotta get their money.
Yeah, that's how this usually works. It's either we're going to block you completely, or we can make a little pocket change on that. Okay, we'll let y'all have a little bit.
And this one got me upset today. Apple to attend White House meeting to discuss security risk of open source software. I think the fuck not.
That part. Look.
Really, Apple?
We have not gone through the whole thing of net neutrality.
Before we dump on Apple completely, other companies attending it were Google, IBM, Meta, Microsoft, and Oracle.
I don't know. This seems very much in line with fuck all of them to me.
Yep.
Very much so. Let's see, the meeting will be held by U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and will focus on, quote, concerns around the security of open source software and how it can be improved, end quote. The meeting was prompted by concerns around a security vulnerability found in open source software, Log4j. Now, for those who do not know the Log4j vulnerability, that actually kind of hit the scene right when we were like, fuck it, we're playing video games all month. So, yeah. Fuck y'all. Which was surprising because I think it hit, I want to say right before we were about to play, right before we played Minecraft, which is where I think the vulnerability was first exploited.
Yeah.
The vulnerability, which posed a threat to organizations that use Log4j around the world, allowed hackers to control a system and remotely execute malicious code. Now, also a little bit more background on Log4j. Apparently, every time they fucking patched it, somebody found a different hole. Like, it was a month of dealing with Log4j for a lot of people. Luckily, we had a couple of software packages that dealt with it, and we just waited for them to update them, and we were okay. Excuse me. Whew. And yeah, we just dealt with it once the packages were released. So, okay, and continue on with the article. According to Sullivan, open source software such as Log4j presents a, quote, key national security concern, end quote, as it is often used and maintained by volunteers. Open source software is by far some of the safest code you can ever get because of the fact that it's all fucking there in the open. I do not understand how people do not understand that. Like, you can see what the fucking code does. If you were concerned about it being maintained by volunteers, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm going to put me on a big screen here. I don't think, hold on, let's see, do I have one? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have a screen where I can just be just me on it. But I want to make sure I'm big as possible. See, if you were concerned about the volunteers running these repositories, running these projects, fucking pay them. Solves that problem. Instead of using code that is maintained by volunteers, just use it and then just leave the fucking maintainers alone. Pay the fucking maintainers. Put money in their PayPal, their Patreons.
Imagine.
Bring them on to the company. Keep the project open source, but give them money to maintain that fucking project. Open source software is not a security threat. It is a capitalism threat.
It is.
But if capitalism is your way of protecting national security, or if national security is capitalism, or whatever, then maybe it is a threat.
I mean, because you invited Meta, who you fucking Meta, that you dragged to the Senate floor for potentially upsetting the whole process of democracy. You invited these people to talk about security issues. Do we want to discuss
the fact that Mac OS ships with a fucking old ass version of Bash and shit? The fuck out of here. That fucking pissed. I saw that shit come through my desk today. That shit fucking pissed me the fuck off. If you want that shit maintained, pay these motherfuckers.
Pay the people.
But I mean, people like, y'all, but these people who are sitting, you want to know who I'm like, oh, y'all didn't want to invite any of these people into the room. You didn't want to invite any of the people from Firefox, although they're on thin ice. You didn't want to invite, what? Is it like Linux? An open source system?
Yep.
You didn't invite any of those people to the room? The people who made Apache, which powers how many servers globally, you didn't invite them to the room?
The fact that Log4j is an Apache product. Nobody from the Apache Foundation was there.
MySQL, is that not also one of these things? Does that
I want to say
that's category?
I want to say MySQL, MariaDB. That may be an Oracle thing. I think it's still open source, but I think It is maintained by Oracle, if I'm not mistaken.
Because it's one of those, there's just like this long list of things that power things globally for billions of companies that we rely on, and not one person from any of those foundations was even asked into this room. Instead, you have a whole bunch of people who would just as easily take those open source projects and privatize them and then charge a shit ton of money for them. For what reason?
Yeah, so MySQL is
what
owned
reason?
by Oracle. MariaDB, MariaDB was forked from MySQL, but I think that one's fully open source, which would make sense why a lot of people moved to Maria when it was probably obtained by Oracle. So yeah, you can solve that fucking problem real quick if you just fucking paid people to actually, you know, maintain the shit.
Run people they coins.
The fact that, you know, there is a piece of software, and I can't remember. I think it is something that works with GPS. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there is one maintainer of that project. One maintainer, and he is getting up there in age. And when he's done, or if something happens to him, that GPS is fucked. There's an XKCD article or XKCD comic about it. Pay your fucking maintainers. Jeez,
you said GPS?
Yes.
As in like mapping systems?
Yep.
That's open source.
Not GPS itself. I can't remember what it was. It's like a piece of GPS software. It's like something that's in GPS. But I can't remember what it was to save my life. I can't find it because I don't know exactly what the fuck I'm looking for. But yeah, it's like one piece of software that's maintained by one guy, and if something happens to him, yeah, we kind of fucked for a second. So, I don't know. Pay people to maintain shit.
Yes.
Protect that shit. Now, in the last bit of tech news, leading us into gaming news. For those who don't know, that in iOS 15, Apple launched the ability to allow people on Windows computers and Android phones to participate in FaceTime calls. Well, that ability extended over to Xboxes because all you have to do is open up FaceTime in the Microsoft Edge browser, and if you have a webcam plugged into your Xbox, you can have a FaceTime call on your Xbox, on your TV. I say all that to point out that you can do that on your Xbox, but not a fucking Apple TV. I thought that shit was kind of funny.
I found it. Woo!
You found what?
The background picture.
Hooray!
She's over here like LS dash everything trying to find this one image.
She'd have opened up the terminal, just dug through everything. Again, it's like a proud dad moment. This warms my heart.
Anka not even over here paying attention to the show. She just like LS dash
which is sad because like she went on a search for something I asked for. I did this. I started this. I should be ashamed. The reason what's Apple TV lacking? Well, they don't have a way to take inputs from like a webcam and a microphone. Like, the only reason why the Xbox can do it is because the Xbox actually supports webcams. Like, because you can stream from an Xbox using, like, a Logitech C920 which wasn't no, which like before when you wanted to stream from an Xbox and have a camera, you needed the Kinect with the Xbox One. But when they discontinued the Kinect, they had to figure something else out if you wanted to continue to stream. So they implemented webcam support. So yeah, if you buy like a Logitech C920 connected to your Xbox and click on a FaceTime link that somebody from an iPhone sends you, you can join a FaceTime call from your TV, from your living room.
Unless it's an Apple TV, so don't do it.
Well, we were speaking exclusively about Xboxes. Which I wonder if you could do that on a PlayStation, if you have like a PlayStation camera. I doubt it, but hey, Ruin can help me test. Ruin or Young can help me test. We can do a FaceTime call. Moving over to video games.
Mm-hmm.
Psst, psst. I got a secret. Microsoft secretly discontinued the Xbox One last year, or at the end of 2020. Y'all may not have noticed that though, because they ain't tell nobody.
Sure enough didn't.
Coincidentally, that news came out as news was starting to release that Sony's like, well, you know, we can't make enough PS5s. So what if we continue making PS4s instead?
Yep.
Because they were supposed to end support or end production of PS4s in 2021. Reports are coming out saying that Sony's like, you know what? We'll continue to make them. We know PS5s are hard to acquire, so we'll just continue to make PS4s.
Yep. The way I cackled when I seen that.
Young, yes, you would need a web browser. Young, you will need a web browser.
Not the way you did that, Kevin, please.
Yep, exactly. Feeling like, oh.
Let's see, Room says,
interesting, remarkable even.
got to get the Xbox One X's off the market to stop confusion in Xbox One. That's a good point. But then too, it's like, it has been somewhat easier to get an Xbox than it has been to get a PlayStation.
Right.
Like, from what I've been hearing too of all the sales numbers over the holiday season, of course everybody's still buying the Switch, but the number 2 console over the holidays was the Xbox Series X and S. Yeah. News has even come out too, and I didn't report this because again, it's like Microsoft tuning its own horn, but the Xbox Series X and S have been their best-selling consoles despite the chip shortage. It's outsold the Xbox Ones and Xbox 360s and OG Xboxes.
Yeah.
So
it's their best performing Xbox.
Yeah. So like for them, like I feel like they are selling enough to justify it. Also, and like I've had a conversation with a coworker about this today when we were talking about why they would do that outside of them just getting more consoles out there. They're going to bet on services.
Yes.
They're going to bet on services. Like if you get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you have cloud streaming.
Yes.
You have a phone.
Yes.
There's plenty of controllers. You can Bluetooth pair them and just play Game Pass on your phone.
Right. Right. Because that was the thing that I heard a lot from folk being like, when it comes to like the PS5, the whole concept of like PS5 and exclusives and Microsoft and like Xbox and exclusives, Xbox is not really doing that. They have exclusives. There are exclusive games, but Xbox is not really doing the whole, like Xbox is really like the brand and the service.
To me, it's almost hard to sit there and say that, oh, Xbox has exclusives the way PlayStation does.
Right.
Because they have so many fucking studios.
Yes.
Like just ZeniMax alone.
Right.
And their whole suite of studios and all the games that they put out.
Right.
And like you put them all on Game Pass. It's like you just look at them and say, well, this just all seems like third party still. Like this looks no different than what I've had before. Now, in the future, that may look different.
Yes.
But it's like the fact that all ZeniMax is on Game Pass is like, yeah, this just looks like third party still.
Right.
And I love it.
Right. Because it's like you look back, like I'm thumbing through, and I'm like, if I wanted to play like first gears, second gears, third gears, all the gears games on the
Thought Kev was driving for a second. First gear, second gear, third gear.
Yep. I was shifting. But anyway. Like I was looking out and I was like, dude, you could play all the Fable games. New Fable's gonna be coming out. So that's gonna be on the Xbox. So you get like new games and exclusives are coming. But in the meantime, here's an avalanche of a lot of games you can play in the meantime that are optimized for the XNES that you can play now while you're waiting for these other games to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I see a lot of people like, well, it's not really needing an Xbox because of PC. And I'm like, true, that's also correct. But what I've learned thusly is try to get a graphics card. You're better off to trying to get a Series S and play games better than you would get a graphics card, almost.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about that. That is definitely not the route I took.
Yeah, it's like basically like you're like, graphics card. Well, I mean, you got your graphics card, man.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I was just having a conversation with the guy, my coworker today. It's like yeah, like if you're in these Discords, you can see when they're coming. I said, dude, no, that seems like too much work. I'd rather just stay in a line and go pick up a graphics card. Oh wait, I did that.
Right.
That seemed like the more logical thing for me than just sitting there like waiting for Discord notifications. Even though that did seem like the easier thing to do.
And the thing that I've always said, like if you get a notification, you're already too late.
Yeah.
Once you get that notification, you're already.
But
late.
see, I think what it is like if you can get the like it's for like the next day or a few days in the future, from what I understand. Right. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, even for me, like I went and got the GPU because I felt like it was going to be better, not only for gaming, but for streaming and other content creation. So like that was the number one, then a new console.
Right.
Which of course we've seen I've obtained both of them now. So
yeah,
look, if I can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, that's the goal and the plan is a 3070 or hell even a 3060 equivalent.
Yeah, it's like I've gotten a GPU, like I've gotten the latest GPU, the latest consoles. If I somehow get a PS5, I was like, okay, you know what? Well, I mean, we've got two people in chat who have PS5s. So like it's a thing that can be done. It is difficult, and I do not want to discount that.
Right.
It is still difficult to do, but it can be done.
It can be done. And it's almost like a better attractive thing to like turn your way to these consoles and have the 4K. Even if you already have a PC, even if you are a content creator, just get the console and that'll just hold you for however long you need to get to the GPU and whatever. Because like I said, my 1060 is great and it's still got the great, but also got the encoding, but it also can encode if I don't want to stream, if I don't want to like, so you got the, so that's holding me down. And then maybe we'll just do like indie games that don't take a lot of graphical power on the back end. Like Dragon Quest 11 looks amazing, on my PC. So it's not really incentive to play that on that, but then also have it as a backup case what happened last year where my updates were literally fighting with me happened. So as a backup, a exclusives, or just even a Game Pass box over to the side, it's still a viable option in the meantime to just go ahead and get you a console.
And it's like the latest technology too.
And it's the latest technology, and all your games are going to run well. So
I'm gonna tell you something. I noticed the power of next gen when I launched NBA 2K22.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I chose the teams, and within seconds, I was on the court.
Mm-hmm.
You've never been able to do that on NBA 2K.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, Series S is fast. this thing is fast. I blinked and it was like, oh shoot, it's already done. We're already in the game.
And like I tested it, I was playing one of the rally games that was on, I think that was given away with gold.
Right.
And I was playing it on the hard drive. I said, man, this thing seems like it's taking forever. And that's when I noticed it was on the hard drive. I said, okay, let me move this over to internal just to see if it actually would do this for games that aren't optimized. Yep, got some seconds back on that too. It was nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like Young says, yeah, patience is definitely key with it. But yeah, like Sony's feeling that hurt. Sony's feeling the hurt, and Microsoft's like, yeah, like you could buy a console, but look, you can play it on cloud. Like that's what we got XCloud for.
Yeah, XCloud.
And granted, it works for people better than it works for me. I still need to try the console version and see how that works, but
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what that's like.
Yeah, Hades was not bad for me.
And I also want to try console streaming too. That's one thing well, technically, I would probably need to charge my Pixel for that. I've not charged my Pixel for God knows how long.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about that yet. I'm like,
yeah, I want to try console streaming and see if that works, then I can at least just play Xbox in my house.
Right.
Like I can't do that on my iPhone or my iPad because those are browser based. Like the Pixel is the only one I can do it natively on the app itself. So I probably need to pick that up and see if I can do console streaming with that.
Yeah, when I switched over from PC Game Pass to
look, okay, you won.
Pass
You
Ultimate.
won. Get over.
I know. I'm just rubbing it. This is bonus points now.
It's a victory lap.
Victory lap. But yeah.
Not this. Okay.
I ran
so we're being
Banjo
petty today.
Kazooie.
That's what we doing?
Oh yeah. Petty every day. But I ran when I upgraded to Game Pass Ultimate, they had cloud for PC, and so I ran like Banjo Kazooie, and I played a little bit of that, and I was like, damn, this is not bad. This is not bad. You could tell it's cloud. Oh, you could tell it's cloud. It's cloud based, but at least it runs and it looks pretty good, and it's nice. It's like, okay, I don't want to I just want to play these games real quick. Just want to play a little cloud-based game real quick. Don't really want to install it, save space. That's also a good thing. Save space is playing games on the cloud. So,
again,
it was
bandwidth. Your mileage may vary due to bandwidth.
Yeah, mileage may vary, but not bad. Not bad to have something included into the price of the thing.
Yeah, Ruin, if you're on mobile, if you were playing something that isn't like twitchy, like I try to play Forza or like Killer Instinct, and those games do not work well on the phone.
Right.
But yeah, if you're playing something that isn't necessarily Twitch, like a Twitch base, you don't have to be fast. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like those are great. But yeah, try to play like Forza or Killer Instinct. It's not fun.
No.
I want to hear from our resident Xbox, our resident Xbox stan here. How do you feel that your console, the Xbox One, you can't buy one anymore? If something were to happen to your Xbox One, you can't buy another Xbox One. As much as been trying to get you to move over to PC. I forgot. Well, now I know why she can't use her PC, because her antivirus is slowing it down.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Petty every day.
It's the eye roll for me at this moment.
Petty every day.
Wow.
Grand opening. Grand close.
Not this.
I'm sorry, the Spectrum customer you were trying to use is no longer in service.
Ooh, you said the Spectrum customer. Get back up here. I hate you.
The internet's only the internet quality is only good enough for voice only. We're keeping the Xbox news going. Phil Spencer went on another big old interview. A lot of articles coming out of this. I want to say this was Monday. It was either Monday or Tuesday. Phil Spencer talked to the New York Times about, hey, what's going on in gaming? Xbox head says Game Pass isn't about replacing game sales. Of course, he's saying that, hey, Game Pass is out there, but he's reassuring people that the Game Pass subscribers are not cannibalizing actual game sales. It says that they're the actual both game sales and Game Pass, both very profitable.
Mm-hmm. Like, imagine having consistent money in your pocket, like being like to cut a deal and be like, hey yo, and it's not like, oh, a lot of these games are on Game Pass for forever.
Yeah, like the only ones that are on there in perpetuity are their own.
Right.
And I don't think he cares.
You know something?
And
let me just go ahead and throw this out there real quick. How long is a game typically on Game Pass?
For a few months. It's very rare that it's on there for like a year.
Yeah.
I will say that any game that we talk about that's releasing this month will be gone before the end of the year.
Yeah, games get rotated out, and
right.
The only games that Microsoft's and EA's games will be there in perpetuity unless EA decides to take them out of the vault. But once they're in the vault, they're in the vault.
Yeah, and I don't think that, and I think that deal has been really lucrative to EA, and I think it would be really silly of them to take it out of perpetuity because.
So, like, here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. Do y'all remember way back when? I'm sure some of you do, and I'm sure some of our listeners also do. When you could get a demo disc of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that demo disc was yours forever. You could play that same, like, level as long as you want to. Raise your hands if having a demo disc of a game kept you from buying the game if you wanted the game.
Nah, that shit made me want that more.
It made me want it more. There are many a times I've bought games because of the demo. Like,
and also keep in mind too, with Game Pass, there are games on Game Pass that I'm gonna say all four of us. Right. There is at least one game, and I can even name that game.
Yeah.
That 3 out of 4 of us would not even touch if it wasn't for Game Pass.
That's how I played. That's how I played Donut Country, because I wouldn't Donut County, because I never would have touched that game if it was not on Game Pass.
I think I got that. I don't know how I got that. I did play that before it was on Game Pass though.
Yeah, it was like Donut County, The Gardens Between, and Unpacking. And I was very excited about Unpacking.
I'm gonna say Overcooked 2, even though for some reason I own it on Steam.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, Overcooked 2.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
And Conan.
Yeah.
I pointed it. So for those who don't know, I pointed at each one of my co-hosts and named a game that they love to play that I would not be playing otherwise. But because it's on Game Pass, I was able to download them and play them, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're great, and at great times with it, because it was like, yo, this is included. I'm like, oh,
like the fact that we still we'll see games that join up in Game Pass. Like I think Kev shared Ember.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, there's a new game that is in game preview and also on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I forgot the name of it already, but
I can't pronounce the name of it.
Yeah, what is it? The Anacrusis. Like I know it was on some Xbox preview events.
Yeah.
Before.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, and I just realized that I forget Discord on my monitors. I'm sharing monitors now with that, so you know, I all got to see the Discord conversations. Yes, there is someone who has a 10 gigabit internet connection at their house, and I am upset.
Jealous.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go figure. Game Pass doing gangbusters and is not
Yeah.
killing sales for
really
Xbox. Phil Spencer went on to say some
And it
other
never
thing.
is. It makes me. I was going to say it never does, and it's always weird when someone brings this up, and it's kind of like, hey, you offering people like a way to experience this thing without just like dropping $60-$70 on a game outright to determine whether or not they like these things or not. Like people just have $60 or $70 casually just lying around for. And well, go ahead and try and let's see if we like it for the first 10 minutes. No.
Damn. I'm sorry. I'm going to take this pause. The demo disc that Ruin is talking about here is a holiday 2004 demo disc had MGS3, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, Beautiful Joe 2, Battlefront, and Jak 3.
That's
PS2.
a good
That's-
collection.
That's a really good. That's a
games.
really good collection. And like Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal has to be one of my favorite Ratchet and Clanks since Cracked in Time.
That one was funny.
Oh,
Up
Also-
Your Arsenal was the most funny to me.
Oh, there was no
Yeah.
MGS3. There was no MGS3.
I forgot all about Beautiful
Right,
Joe.
y'all remember those end of the year? Hey, these are the top rated games all year. We're gonna put this on a demo disc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but speaking of demos, before we go to new one, when he said MGS3, reminded me. Just even into like, so I'm gonna bring up the most recent one. Crackdown having the demo for Halo 2, and how many people fell in love with Crackdown.
Mm-hmm. Bought it for the demo. Stayed for the game.
Again, demos of things do not hurt game sales. But the
No.
big one for me, Zone of the Enders with a demo for MGS2.
Mm.
I am a Zone of the Enders fan. I love that fucking game.
Oh yeah.
When they announced the HD collection for it, I think that is the last collector's edition I bought.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a big fucking thing. Like it's I think it had like a big book or something. I gotta find that book. It's somewhere in this house. Oh my god! I was like, I want all of that. Now, granted, I bought it. I think for the PS3. Actually, was it the PS3 or was it the PS4? I think it was PS4.
I remember.
But I made sure I got that shit for Xbox. It is on my Xbox. I'm ready to fucking go.
I remember vividly playing. Here's weird. I remember vividly playing Final Fantasy VII at my play brother's house while him and his girlfriend are making out. Behind me, and I'm like, imagine like a 12-year-old Kev playing like PlayStation, and then all of a sudden you just hear like smacking noises in the back, and then you just looking over, they're just making out in the bed. And
Most of
disgusting.
my PlayStation memories have a haze of weed smoke and incense. It's also when I discovered, anime can be a lot more than Gundam Wing and Sailor Moon.
Trust.
Ghost.
Trust.
What was it? Damn, what was it? Ninja Scroll.
Oop. Yep. I mean, when I
Like
real facts.
ultra violence, very sexual. Boy,
Yeah.
that was a very interesting anime for my formative years.
First real anime, I think it was like Akira, Vampire Hunter D, and
Actually-
then like Project Echo, which is
Shit.
just like all fan service.
That was also a place where I was introduced to Ghost in the Shell, but not through the anime. My sister's boyfriend at the time had a poster for it.
Oh.
So it was like Motoko just fully naked with the submachine gun connected to the wires. Like, oh my god, they've got this poster, this naked woman. And it's like several years later, as I'm an adult, and then seeing the image again, it's like, okay, you know what? Now I have to just check that out now.
Yeah.
If only to really satisfy the horniness that invoked. Only to realize, like, okay, it's not as horny, but it's still really fucking good.
Yep. Old Major Makoto.
And just so you know, that's where the Major Linux came from.
Yep.
Oh yes, back to Phil Spencer.
Yes.
Phil Spencer on dealing with harassment and bad actors. We are not a free speech platform. We are a publicly traded corporation, not really beholden to the First Amendment of the Constitution, which, you know, people who claim to know the Constitution tend to forget that part.
Yes, that part. Because
Yeah, the First Amendment only pertains to the fucking government.
only to the government.
But you know that if you read it, right?
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's because what you say to the government has no right to come after you. But if you say some fuck shit, there's to quote Life, there's some consequences and repercussions. So, especially on privately traded companies who have something greater than that have their own version of the Constitution called the terms of service. So, when the term of service says you can't be doing that, and you get your wings clipped, there's no such thing as freedom of speech on platforms. Not on Twitch, not on YouTube, damn sure not on Twitter, damn sure not on Facebook, not Instagram, not Snapchat, not Tumblr, not Friendster, not MySpace. Any of those, you're gonna get clapped, and that's what's just gonna happen. It's going to happen, and so, you know, because again, they're not governments and municipalities. Twitter is not a municipality. Twitter is a company run by a very rich man who looks like a homeless person.
But
you know,
not anymore.
Oh, that's right. Not anymore. But he still looks like the world's richest homeless person. So,
Quote, one of the things we've stated about our social network is we're not a free speech platform. We're a platform around interactive entertainment and video games, and we're not there to allow all kinds of social discourse to happen on our platform. That's not why we exist. End quote. That is from Phil Spencer in that interview. Let's see. I'm going to actually come to the top here. Xbox boss Phil Spencer recently spoke to the New York Times about the state of the industry and Microsoft's current strategy across various hot button issues. A topic that reared its ugly head was community and specifically harassment across gaming social networks. Interviewer Kara Swisher drew a link between anonymity and the Gamergate saga, asking what lessons the big platform holders had taken from it. Phil Spencer just talked about it, saying like, hey, you know, we're not perfect. There's things that we could work on, but hey, we ain't gonna tolerate that shit. You said trying to form a political party. Like, look, that like talks like that happen, but again, it's still not free speech. If we don't like what you're saying, we think it's bad, it goes against the term of service. Yeah, you fucking go. Ruin. This is all coming from a New York Times article that came out earlier this week. This brings me to, he said, hey, you're saying shit we don't like, we want to ban you. But you want to know how far Phil Spencer is willing to go with those ban hands? He wants it to go all the way fucking through the wall into another platform.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox boss wants console makers to work together on cross-platform bans and user blocking.
Ooh, damn.
He's like, if I block you on one platform, that's not going to stop you from going to the other platform and then continue the harassment. What we need to do is send the Falcon punch your ass through Xbox and the PlayStation, through Nintendo, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Friendster, fucking Ashley Madison.
Mm-hmm. We need to hit you. Yeah. We need to hit you with a literal Saitama punch. A punch that literally just destroys you from the molecular level. A punch so strong, it cleared the entire range. That's what we need. A punch to pierce the heavens.
The orbital strike of bans.
Mm-hmm. So no, that's
Damn.
what we need.
A punch from Heimdall.
Mm-hmm.
Get a notification you got banned on MySpace in 2022.
Yes.
Zanga has removed your blog.
And banned you from your live journal, from your Bolt.com account. It has shut down your Gaia Online avatar. Your
Right.
Neopet is no longer.
Club Penguin, it's a wrap. Habbo Hotel, you're gone. IMVU, gone. Second Life, gone.
And Jerry brings up a good point, and I made sure I included that in the tweet that I shared about this. Look, this needs to be regulated if this were to be implemented. People need, like, there needs to be checks in place before this gets implemented, because it's a thing where this is nice, it would help protect us, but then the thing that's used to protect us will be used against us. And then we get told that we don't know how to use the tools properly,
like the police.
Oh, but no one would tell us that. Surely not, because these people believe in our safety and we trust them.
Look at Sid picking it up. I love it. I missed this. I fucking missed this. Who do you go to appeal the ban?
Major was out here like, I have fun playing games with y'all for the month of December. It's true, but I miss just being shady.
Exactly. I miss this. But Ruin does bring up a good point too. Like, if this was a cross-ban situation, who do you go to report? I imagine you would go to the originator? I would say go to the originator. But again, I don't see this happening anytime soon. So just be ever vigilant, I guess, still. The last bit coming out of this article, I'm pretty sure there was more, but these are the ones that I grabbed. Xbox has changed how we do certain things with Activision following the misconduct reports. They pretty much said, hey, we changed things at Microsoft. Due to what came out through Activision. Like Phil admitted, like I said before, like the company is not perfect. I'm pretty sure there were accusations that came out against Microsoft and some of the things that they were doing there as well. Again, it's a company in America or the world, so that it's bound to happen. Just not to Activision's level. Phil said like they've made some changes, but he's not going out there and trying to, he said, quote, virtue shame Activision. As much as, I'm pretty sure we would all love for Xbox to drop Activision until they got their shit together. That's not something that he's willing to do, because again, like it does become that slippery slope. If you do a thing that I don't like, then I just won't cover your shit, and then it just becomes a thing. So, I see where he's coming from. Again, it's still a capitalist society. People got to make money. So, you do you. But in Activision news, I thought this was funny. Oh, no, this isn't the one. There's one more before it. Hey, that Ricochet cheating assault anti-cheat? Yeah, they done found a way around it.
Yep.
So, of course, it has led console gamers to request console-only queues for multiplayer, so they don't have to deal with the PC cheaters. But if you are playing the game, if you are playing Call of Duty Warzone or anything that uses Ricochet, please be mindful that there are cheaters out there again. But this is the funny news. LEGO suspends release of Overwatch 2 set amid ongoing Activision Blizzard controversy. Activision Blizzard King, get bricked. Get But hey, Mario, there's new Mario coming out. There was another article that I saw today saying even though Overwatch 2 isn't a thing, or it's not going to be a thing for a while, it's still going to be a good year for Lego and gaming. So there are other Lego sets you can buy this year that have your favorite video game characters in it.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah. In Sega news, actually, this isn't Sega news. I lied. This is NFT news. Welcome to the Hot NFT Minute. Sega has abandoned plans to embrace NFTs following negative reactions from gamers.
Good.
You know what? No, I will change my mind. This is a Sega story because Sega fucking listened. But then I feel like Sega is on thin ice with a lot of shit. Like, could they really afford to not do that? Granted, Yakuza's been doing well, and Sonic is back on the come up. So,
come up now.
An interview with Tweaktown, Sega
Especially with like Idris Elba's Knuckles.
Think I want your power, nigga?
The fact that someone actually went back and made that edit. I'm just
Shout out to Drunken Buddha on that one. Even though I've seen the clip being played multiple places, no reference to Drunken Buddha in it at all. But shout out to Drunken Buddha for entertaining us with that thought, and then somebody going back and creating that. I love it. In an interview with Tweaktown, Sega CEO Haruki Satomi acknowledged the publisher would like to try out various NFT experiments, but was quick to say nothing is decided at this point, and the company would have to carefully assess what will be accepted and what will not be by the users. In terms of NFT, we would like to try out various experiments. Oh wait, I've already read that part. Yeah, they're just reiterating some of that stuff. So apparently, Sega said that they were going to start looking into it in April of 2021. So yeah, I'm glad he backed away from that.
You said they're gonna start looking into it again anyway?
for the time being.
They're running experiments, but I feel like they're going to listen to the fans before they fully pursue it like Ubisoft did.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of we're gonna announce a thing, wait for it to either hit or blow over, and then judge what's gonna happen. Most people, some they let it blows over, and then they just push it out there. Other people are like, yeah, no, we don't want to lose money, so we're just gonna stop doing that.
Smart.
Going back to shitty company news.
Yep.
Riot will pay employees 25% of their salary to quit if they aren't convinced by its new direction. One change that may inspire some employees to take the deal is an eventual return to in-office work for 3 days per week. I wish NC State would offer this, but we're a state institution, and I don't think they have that ability. I would take 25% to leave right now. Riot Games will pay any employee 25% of their annual salary if they quit now. Where applicable, employees who accept the offer will receive 3 months of subsidized health benefits and won't forfeit upcoming bonuses. Riot isn't trying to cut costs by thinning its headcount, according to CEO Nicolo Laurent, who told Business Insider that the opposite is happening. We're trying to, quote, we're trying to grow the business. We just want to make sure we have the right team of people who are highly motivated. Of course, one of the things that they're saying is that we're going to return back into the office. So,
in other words, if you're going to quit so we can get somebody who actually wants to do it.
As much as I want to punch right in the face, at the very least, they're going... hey, we understand if you don't want to stick around, but you can take this check and like peace out if you need to peace out.
They're saying here, as for the eventual return to offices, Laurent told Business Insider that being in the office is, quote, significantly better for, quote, creative work that requires a lot of diverse skill sets and collaboration, end quote. Employees who, during the pandemic, moved too far away from Riot offices to commute will apparently be expected to relocate to take the buyout offer. Lauren told Business Insider that supporting those employees while they find new work is a part of the purpose of the program, and that some were going to leave with or without a check. Wait a second. Hold on. Employees who during the pandemic moved too far away from Riot offices to commute will apparently be expected to relocate. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Relocate or take the buyout offer. I thought that said, I read that as relocate to take it. But it's relocate or. I was about to say, so y'all making people move back just to quit. Like, what the fuck? Let's not do that.
Y'all paying these people to move back though? Because that would be like, what's that relocation stipend, bestie?
Oh, excuse me. The buyout program for Riot employees who want to leave already existed in a more limited form. It's called Q Dodge. Why? And allows recent Riot hires who aren't gelling with the job to walk away with 10% of the annual salary up to $25,000. For January, Riot is temporarily increasing the payout and expanding it to all employees, whether or not they were hired recently. So I could have gotten hired by Riot, realized that dog, this ain't it, and then get like 10% of my salary, like at least up to $25,000. Why do companies not start with that? Like, I would have applied to Riot. It worked really hard just to get $25,000 out of them. Sonic, what are your thoughts? Not to put you on the spot.
No, I mean, at least they're not just like, well, bye.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like a good move.
Yeah.
Like, I wish more companies would actually implement something like this, especially, I mean, if only for the work, like the shift to in office and work from home. So I don't know, like the one time Riot actually does something good, and I'm here for it. I mean, outside of Arcane was pretty good. If you have not watched Arcane yet, please go watch Arcane. It's really good.
Yeah, it's been on my to watch list for a minute, so I think I might crack it open on the weekend.
Take-Two Interactive is buying Zynga for $12.7 billion.
Somebody's got money to burn.
Of course, a lot of the talk I've been seeing around this is,
come on, Farmville.
Like, well, not necessarily for Farmville, but to at least probably bring more of Take-Two's properties to mobile, or at least bolster their offerings. Of course, like, you've already got the GTA games are on mobile, or GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, if I'm not mistaken. NBA 2K is on mobile. If anything, these two companies are about to really step up not only their mobile, but their microtransaction game. Take-Two stock went down when they announced this. That's surprising. I figured people like money. Like, I would not be surprised if they port Grand Theft Auto 5 to mobile and then try to report it back as a legacy collection on the PS5.
Would not put it past them.
In more mobile gaming news, 2 LAPD officers were fired for playing Pokemon Go on duty.
I'm sorry, what?
The incident occurred in LA
They buried the lead on this article.
The incident occurred in LA, in an LA mall in April of 2017. A patrol supervisor asked Lozano and Mitchell to respond to an apparent robbery, but they ignored the call and instead ventured off to catch a Snorlax. Where must I go? A digital in-car video system recorded the officers' conversation as they spotted the Snorlax and discussed their strategy to catch it. For approximately the next 20 minutes, the DICVS captured Mitchell and Lozano discussing Pokemon as they drove to different locations where the virtual creatures apparently appeared on their mobile phones. On their way to the Snorlax location, Officer Mitchell alerted Officer Lozano that a Togetic just popped up. End quote.
I mean,
You know, I feel bitter about this. This is the thing that did that. This is the thing that you wanted to fire the police officers for. Not like the wanton abuse of power in every other direction, but specifically for trying to catch a Snorlax.
Right.
It's 2017.
They
The
weren't
worst
protecting.
crime that
They weren't protecting the property. Remember, property is more important than people. Have you not learned anything from the summer of 2020?
I try not to learn anything from police officers. Next question.
But
I mean, I feel like it answers that
Like,
question. It answers this question.
like I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this, and all I can think is, it's 2017. The worst that was being stolen at that time was a CD from Sam Goody.
I mean, I could think of worse things that happened in 2017, but okay. It's a giant orange one. Very giant orange thing that happened in 2017.
I thought that was 2016.
He was elected in 2016. He took office in 2017. You know, we tried to stop it, but, you know, we did everything short of storming the Capitol.
You know what else happened?
We tried to do that legally.
People voted for a gorilla.
oh yeah, Harambe.
I was like, that occurred to me the other day. I was sitting in the car. I was like, people really voted for a gorilla.
People really voted for a boat. Anka.
Bodie McBoatface.
Correct.
Oh, this actually comes with a good ending, possibly. Have any of you played this game called Wordle?
I have seen it. I understand what it is, but I have not played it.
How before now, when were you made aware of this game?
Via the Twitters.
So it was actually on your Twitter feed.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago?
I guess maybe like a couple of weeks, but as I probably imagine, it's probably existed a lot longer than that, and someone either added an extension or something like that. That's why people post things to Twitter, because no one just makes games that post to Twitter.
So I may have missed that because obviously, like for those who don't know, each year I do a giant purge of people I'm following on Twitter so I can kind of clear my headspace, at least for a month. So I may have missed this because the people I am still following do not play Wordle. Or do not, or at least don't share Wordle scores.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept hearing people talk about Wordle in podcasts, but never really seen it. Never really knew what anything was. Never knew what it was. Until this shit happened this week. Where a dumbass motherfucker decided to take a game.
As always.
So okay, let's back up. Wordle is a online web-based word game. It is you get like a chance to guess a 5-letter word, and you know it tells you whether or not like your letter's in the right spot, if the letter is in the word but not in the right spot, or if you got the wrong letter. Okay.
If you've ever seen the game show Lingo, it's that, but you know, on the web.
Okay. So that's Wordle. And it is free. free. You can go to the website, you can Google Wordle, it will take you to a free website. It is fucking free. Apparently everybody gets the same word, so do not post a screenshot of the word. People get mad about that. Apparently, one dumbass motherfucker decided, I'm going to be super mega douchebag Martin Shkreli capitalist today and clone the game and then charge people $30 a year to play the game.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
There were other apps, I think, that were charging people weekly to play the game. Now, that would have been one thing, and it probably would have, like, people would have noticed, but it would have gone relatively, you know, it'd be like, okay, hey, beware. Like, this article would have been come out and say, hey, there are Wordle clones, and some of them are charging you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see, this one got removed. This one in particular got removed because this motherfucker decided he wanted to get on Twitter and brag about his app and how it was bringing in money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from PC Gamer. As if this wasn't bad enough. So the guy is Zachary Shaked. I don't know. He does not deserve for me to say to put respect on his name. Shaq Mac Daddy Attack. Shake and Bake.
Shark Attack.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Wordle go.
I love it. It was there, but I was just going to just say Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But there you go. I appreciate it.
Shadrach, Meshach, and the Billy Goat. Yep.
Woo.
Shake and bake.
You're welcome.
Thank you. He also took the opportunity to boast on social media about how well the app is doing. That resulted in strong pushback from Wordle fans, and while dude at first responded with snark about the game's mechanics and Wordle's failure to trademark the title, which again, big Martin Shkreli energy on this one. He quickly gave up and protected his Twitter account. Locked that shit the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Clean. Because why? He fucked up.
The tweet that everybody was ratioing his ass on, and this is for the first time. The actual first tweet that I saw that somebody got ratioed was one where a parent had a hot take on their kid catching COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they did.
Needless to say, I was pissed. It's not how you treat a kid who caught COVID. In the least, do not do that. Mm-hmm. Blame them for that shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, the ashiest of hot takes.
Quote, this is absurd. 450 trials at 1 a.m. last night, now at 950 and getting a new one every minute. 12,000 downloads. Ranked number 28 word game and number 4 result for Wordle in the App Store. We're going to the fucking moon.
How you snitch on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because he thought he can get away with it.
Self-reporting for me in 2022 for most people.
It's a self-own. It's an own goal.
Honestly, because like what?
Mm-hmm. Should just sat there and ate your food, man.
But as the previous article mentioned,
like,
the
can
app
I just
is
ask
gone.
why people can't get their bag in silence? Like, y'all, even if you're out here doing dirt, you could at least just do that quietly.
Right, like
everybody
just didn't
alone.
have to say anything.
Like, do fucking less. This is something you would know if you talk to more black people, but you know what? I'm a hush.
No, because that does kind of scream LLC Twitter energy, though. Look, this is what you need to do. You get your $5,000 and create an app that just builds apps and builds people for apps. And you could be ranking in that money. And then you can buy the factory that makes PlayStation 5s. But instead of buying the factory, invest that factory money into Sony, and then you can buy Sony. And then you can bring King Kutaragi back, and he can personally build you a PlayStation 5.
You're missing the kente cloth pattern hat. As you say this. Also, you owe me a whole package of nothing but chocolate moon pies.
Wait, why do I do that? Wait, where did that second part come from?
You want a bean pie, my brother?
You know what? I'm gonna clip this and then put a hat on you.
Because you're talking about Xboxes, but the man has boxed your mind in from the possibilities.
Talk about, see, when they state, you talking about that PlayStation, but what you need to be is on that workstation and in that movie. Cause see, all that play is diluting your mind from the work that you got to do out here in these streets and bettering your communities. But see you out here playing. I'm a grown man. I don't play video games. Life was already a game.
You out here trying to get a Nintendo Switch, but you need to switch your focus.
Amen.
You talking about docs? How about you get to work before they dock your pay?
Not this. Oh my God.
We fix it, Jesus.
It's all fun. I said it's all fun and games till you run to Hotep. I'm just saying.
I got out here calling upon the Lord. Okay.
All you have to do is
Y'all see Fauci do that?
Ain't nothing but pigs out here.
Y'all see Fauci do that?
Listen, when I tell you that clapback was crisp,
What a moron.
Mans was like, look.
Like, what a moron. Jesus Christ. Like, y'all forgot Fauci Brooklyn is shit, bro.
It's like, bro.
She is over it.
My man's like, look, when I tell you my man pulled out that picture, when you go to the Ryan Paul website and you see this right here, and you can see like my man whole face looking booty faced as if
like dude fucking flipped a switch when Biden won.
You making money on my name, you could at least say thank you.
Wait, what happened?
So Fauci was in a congressional hearing earlier this week, as
he's always is.
So of course the usual suspect Rand Paul was sitting trying to go, because again, an optometrist knows more than the leading epidemiologist, right?
And he really ain't an optometrist. Let's keep that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that shit's fake as shit.
Imagine.
So Rand Paul was sitting there trying to press him about your shit fucking politically motivated. Said, no, let me tell you who shit's politically motivated. Yours, because the motherfucker was out here trying to kill me. He was trying to go cross country, come kill my ass. When he was pulled over, he was saying, look, somebody told me I need to kill Anthony Fauci. He said, I wonder why. Because guess what? When you go to Rand Paul's website, it says, hey, Fauci's the evil man. He said, look, help me stop him. $1, $2, $5, $10, $20. Help me stop Fauci. I wonder why people out here trying to kill me. Because they figure it may save them a few bucks from sending donating to your campaign where you getting rich off of me instead of calling me the boogeyman. But the one where I'm talking about Fauci calling dude a moron and invoking the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Dude was like, you don't disclose how much you make. Bruh, I'm a public servant. That shit is public fucking knowledge. It is on Google. Well, see, I think big tech is keeping me from seeing. And I'm mad I'm making these Republicans sound hella hotep, but I'm going to go with it.
I mean, they are.
True. There is something common there. Anywho,
Yep.
these big tech companies are keeping me from seeing what you make. You say it's public knowledge, but I can't find it. I can't see. Fauci's like, bruh, misinformed the shit. You're dead ass wrong. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's right there. But hey, if you can't find it, you can find me, motherfucker. I will tell you. I will provide you with the fucking receipts, my nigga.
Send you a copy.
I will send you a copy, bruh. My nigga. Like, I tell you, Brooklyn came out of this nigga. Like, my nigga, look, just holler at your boy. I got you, dog. So whoever was proceeding over the hearing, she was like, all right, look, I'm gonna have to cut you off, dog. We know for a fact it is public knowledge, but as Fauci said, you can reach out to him and get that information if you can't find it, because you just dumb as shit right now. You can hear Fauci like kind of covering his mouth. Like, what a moron! Jesus Christ!
Jeez.
Jesus Christ! My man tapped in.
He had enough. He was over it.
I'm gonna tell you, yo, Fauci became fucking real as shit when Trump was out, bro. Like, it was a change.
He had a true Don Lemon moment.
Oh, that's just all the CNN. Look, that's just all the CNN. Like, Cuomo was like that before he got kicked out. I call him Tapper. Tapper was like that. Fucking the Silver Fox, Anderson Cooper be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Don Lemon though, I've seen him. That nigga keep it real.
He had one day where he just like hit a point. He was just like,
yes.
If y'all gonna fire me, bitch. I'm over it. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is, and that's it. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and run me my fucking coins, and I can go get a job elsewhere. And just started, and people were just like, "Well, damn, never mind." And he just was like, "Say something else."
Basically,
But now Anderson Cooper been doing that for a minute though, so it was good to see Don Lemon get through that. Oh my god! But now now when I'm thinking Anderson Cooper, I keep fucking thinking of New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Get your mans, Andy. Get your mans. Get your mans.
I'm afraid to know.
Oh, you don't know Andy Cohen?
Andy Cohen got drunk and started talking big shit about
De Blasio.
De Blasio, yeah, because he was like good motherfucking riddance.
And Anderson was like, you don't want to start 2022 with an argument, bro. Like, come on, relax, baby, relax.
But guess what? He didn't say he was wrong though.
He didn't. He didn't.
He just said Andy man, you in your cups, man. Chill, man. Like, that's basically it. Like, he just doesn't want Andy to be looking bad out here in these streets. But he definitely was not saying
they ain't gonna look good for him. They ain't gonna look good for him.
It ain't gonna look for him. It ain't gonna look good for him. Be yelling drunk on national television. But you're not wrong though.
Carrying on.
Right. You're not wrong though, but Andy, chill. Somebody call Uber for Andy, please.
Aren't they together?
Andy, your
I
Uber's
thought they
here.
were a couple.
Mm-mm.
Really? I don't know why I thought that. I thought they were a couple.
No, Andy ain't his type. Like, Anderson ain't it. Anderson.
I could have sworn they were though.
Anderson's like, nah, I'm good, bro. It's like imagine like kind of best friend / work drinking buddy.
I could have sworn.
Yeah.
I could have sworn they were a couple, but anywho, that's not what this show is for. Because but yeah, okay. Also want to include there are Wordle clones on Android too. So for before people come and say, haha, look at iOS loaded with Wordle clones, Android got them too. So stop. Just stop.
But none of them have people out here bragging out here in these streets, fucking up their coins. The others are very quiet.
Actually, hold on. Wait.
Be like, see what we not finna do is I'm not finna mess my bag up.
Oh damn! I didn't include like the same article fucking 3 times. This is the one about Wordle being on Android. So yeah. There is an NVIDIA update coming out, I think tomorrow. I think it's hitting tomorrow. But I did not put in an update. I put it here in the gaming news because NVIDIA DLSR is coming to the new graphics cards. For those who do not know, it is DLSS in reverse. So to back this up, DLSS is when you take a lower resolution image and use AI to make it the bigger resolution. So you take like 720p, you can upscale it to 4K. DLDSR, or Deep Learning Dynamic Super Resolution, is when you take the big image, like the 4K, and you use AI to down-res it to a lower resolution. So there are people who, even without this technology, they will try to render a game at a higher resolution, but then try to display it at the lower resolution, like what their monitors can handle, to get crisper than crisp versions of the game. This one's using AI, so it should be less resource intensive to do so. So yeah, that will be in the NVIDIA update tomorrow, January 14th. And I don't know, and it doesn't seem like there is a game that's specifically taking advantage of it. It seems like this is just system level, so you should be able to do this on any game. Yeah, this seems like it's on any game. But this update is coming with the game ready drivers for God of War, which I thought already came out, but I guess it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know the reviews came out this week, so I guess the PC version of God of War is releasing tomorrow. In more gaming news, that's slightly deal news too, because Humble's also bundled in this as well. Hey, Humble is bundled. PUBG Battlegrounds is now free to play everywhere, so now we can actually have a real test to see which Battle Royale is the best, even though I will still say it's Apex. Fight me. So if you have wanted to play PUBG and not on your mobile phone, you can now do so on the PC or on the console and not have to spend a dime. I own this game on both Xbox and PC. Well, luckily,
enjoy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I bought the PUBG. I think I bought the PUBG bundle of the Xbox One X. That's why I own this game on Xbox. I was wondering how I got it, because I know I didn't buy it. And Humble rolls all subscription tiers into one membership option. Previously, subscription options range from $4.99 a month to $19.99 a month, the latter giving access to 9 monthly games. From February 1st, the Humble Choice subscription will give players access to all the games from the bundle for that one monthly fee of $11.99. Humble also announced that Humble Games Collection, a curated library accessible to members only and featuring community and critical favorites. The collection will only be accessible through the company's new games launcher, which is releasing alongside the revamped membership options. Quote, in the new Humble app, you'll also find more than 50 DRM-free indie games, experimental oddities, and other experiences inside the vault, which you can download while you're a member and keep playing even after your membership ends. Ooh, that's nice. That screams of of Xbox Live Games with gold. Gotta love that. If you're familiar with the current Humble Trove, the vault is where you'll find many of your old Trove favorites after February 1st. So yes, yet another launcher. This is really making me want to re-look at GOG Galaxy. Is that still a thing? That's a thing, right?
Yes, still a thing.
And that lets you pull in all of your launchers into one thing. I'm not sure how people feel about GOG because that is also a CD Projekt production.
Okay.
But yeah, I might have to look back into that now because I'm seeing that the price dropped and that they actually do have like a selection of games that you can look into and look at. I might get back into Humble. The thing is, like, you know what? Shit, that's where my copy of Witcher 3 on PC is. The funny thing about that is you got a free copy of The Witcher 3 if you owned it on another platform. Or no, it's like I think if you owned it on Xbox. I'm not sure if it was PlayStation. And it did not matter if it was digital or physical. So one day I popped in my copy of Witcher 3 into my Xbox. let GOG run through my Xbox account. And then it granted me the copy of Witcher 3 on digital. I was like, now I really don't need this disc for Xbox. But yeah, I kept it. I still have it. I could have sold it, but I kept it. So yeah, Humble Bundle, doing some good, even though it's adding more noise. Oh, and apparently I included this article twice where Sony is making more PS4s in response to the PS5 shortages. I thought I'd move that, but yeah, we've already covered that. Also, this news came out during our Holo Plays, but I figured I want to bring it back since it's still a thing for all of our MMO fans out there. It's been nearly a month, and you still can't buy Final Fantasy 14.
Wow.
It's just that popping.
Hey.
And of course, I covered this on a TikTok and I think a series of tweets when this news initially came out. This is what happens when you let scalpers run rampant and create a chip shortage on top of a pandemic, making it difficult for companies like Square Enix or whoever they're using VPS or using server services to actually spin up new hardware for the influx of players on their game. So yeah, if you wanted to get into that new, was it Endwalker?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sorry. Anka, are you in the Endwalker? Did you make it in?
No, I'm still in the old one.
Sin, did you make it in?
Watching Final Fantasy 14?
Yes.
I do not play 14. I play 11.
Oh. You know, I said I was okay, but can you disconnect from Discord and reconnect? Because that delay is nasty.
How bad is it?
Oh, it's perfect now. So was it Skype? It was Discord just deciding to send your audio like a second later than you said it.
Oh, so you felt like you were watching like a old 1950s kung fu film?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You killed
So
my
Jerry,
partner.
it was it was doing it the entire time. But I was like, you know what? We're gonna ignore it. It's gonna be fine. And like again, it was recorded. You can run the tape back from the beginning of this episode. I said it's fine, but honestly, it's been killing me. We're almost at the end of the show now. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's all me. I tried. It's all because I could.
Anka, not Kung Pao. Not that, please.
Kung Pao, enter the fifth.
Anywho, in streaming news, Twitch clamps down on TV show streams because yet again we have people flexing to see how close they can skirt copyright, and then fucking get mad, and then people get fucking mad when that shit fucking happens.
Mm-hmm. Be watching whole episodes of shows, and I'll be like, this is not cool. Like, I myself, what I typically do is I do like you know, the YouTube. I do like the YouTube videos, but most of the time I do like YouTube videos that don't have music on them. A lot of food videos, food ASMR videos, and restoration stuff. Basically, YouTube, big creators, millions of views, not really harmful to anybody. But when I literally go on to people's channel and people watching whole episodes of Maury and watching whole episodes of Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares, and I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna get you popped. Because I'm like, bro, I mean, you know, and I thought about dabbling that to myself because it was like, yo, this is crazy how people just be coming in, and then it was like, oh, people getting popped for it. Oh, okay, yeah, I made the right decision.
Like, oh no, a copyright strike.
Right, like I don't get it. Like just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's allowed. Like it's not. And I was trying to explain it to somebody one day because I was doing a watch party through Amazon Prime, and they're like, "Why don't you just stream it directly to the channel?" I'm like, "Because I'm not trying to get kicked off the platform."
Anybody get popped?
Like, you know, like motherfucker, they ban me. They will ban me if I say the word. If I say what a saltine is.
We had like a whole discussion about this last year. We talked about music, and it's one of those things like if you did not ethically source and home bake the show you were watching, then you don't get to stream it. That's how that works.
Right. And it's
right? If you're not like, it's one of those like, y'all know that the primary rule around that is people want to make, like, you know, expect compensation or whatever for the content that they make, especially if you're going to profit from it, because people are subbing to your channel. They don't go back to these people and be like, here's money for whatever show we're watching.
It's like, I will fight for you with the DMCA if it's something that's included in a video game. But if you are a whole ass playing Spotify, no, fuck you. Like, you deserve that.
Can we also discuss that most of the people who are doing, you know, can we just get closer to the mic? Can I have an intimate moment with everyone here?
Oh, please, hold on. Give me a second. Let me switch the scene back here. There we go. Big as possible.
Hi, it's me. Most of the people who are doing these things are partners.
Oh.
And if you are a partner, then that means you have access to the fucking watch party function. There's an actual legal way for you to do any of this shit, and you decide to do it in a way that draws unwanted amounts of legal attention from.
But not everybody has Amazon. But sin. Not everybody has Amazon Prime.
You want to know what? The last time someone did that, they said, "I want to watch something that's on Amazon Prime." You want to know what I did? I sat that stream out and played Dead by fucking Daylight. Y'all have got to stop, because what's going to happen is these companies out here who aren't paying any attention to Twitch right now, except to occasionally do sponsorships or ad deals or activations or whatever, are going to start turning around and being like, you know something, Twitch, you sure are sitting on a lot of money right now, and it would be a shame if we had to just go ahead and shake you up for it, but we're going to go ahead and do it so that anybody on your platform can just broadcast these TV shows or whatever. And that means Twitch now has to have rules that apply to everybody about how these things go, which are going to be heavily restrictive. We saw that happen on YouTube in real time. Why do we think it won't make it to this platform?
YouTube has,
and that wasn't like a decade ago. That was like 4 years at the most. Wasn't the adpocalypse like 2017 or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. It was fairly recent.
Oh, and P.S. most of the people who are creators on this platform also probably are on YouTube or have some small following on YouTube or know enough about that space to know exactly how this stuff went down and how it fucked other people up. It's one of those, you don't have to do foolish things. but you did them, and for what reason?
Clout? Oh, was that a rhetorical question?
About, well, I mean, one, clout, and two, a whole bunch of people coming back and following you because, you know, obviously you're based if you were able to like evade the rules and things like that with no critical thinking skills. Imagine if I had so many people with no critical thinking skills to just give me tens of thousands of dollars a month. I couldn't imagine.
I mean, that just sounds like a Republican political campaign.
Okay, well, in that case, let me just move to Texas. God, get me out.
I mean, if you don't have Prime, I'm sorry. I mean, you know, just because you don't have it doesn't mean it's okay. Like, if you want to watch something so bad with other people, go to your Discord and stream it there. Honestly, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
But there are hundreds of people can't view. Discord's calls are limited.
So,
Well, that's too bad.
hold on for a moment. Discord
Well,
calls
that's too
limited.
damn
So are
bad.
these Twitch streams. They have to know where you are to find you. But you want to know what? We're not going to talk about the advertisements on the bottom of people's channels for fucking XQC. You know what?
Yeah, that did
Let me go
happen.
get this Gatorade. Goodbye. Let me go get this Gatorade. I'm gonna need a moment and a
Whew,
beverage.
things
I'm
happen.
gonna have to lubricate my throat if I'm gonna keep talking about this.
Exactly,
mess.
Jerry. Exactly. Like, if you, you know.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing with this is like they are doing it knowing that they're probably going to get caught up in something, but they know that they have that revenue to where it won't hurt them. It's going to be temporary.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine.
So I don't want to move on these Twitch stories while Sin is away. I don't know. I don't know how to stall for time. I don't have any topics. What do I
Quick,
do?
pantomime.
Jazz hands.
What if Sid just came back to us doing this shit? Wait, Sin's back. Hurry up.
Thank you.
We're stalling for time.
Yeah. For the audio listeners,
What were we?
you know what? Just go back.
Why were
Look,
we
just go
stalling
back
for
and
time?
just watch the video. Just go watch the video. This is going to be a you had to be there moment. Oh my goodness! Oh, it's we finally got a question we could have answered in the meantime. How's the Series X so far? It's pretty good. The thing is, like, having played a lot of games at higher resolutions with the ray tracing and stuff like that already on PC, they're still like, I don't know. It's new, it's shiny, it's fast, and I think that's the thing that I know. Like, I noticed a lot more about it. Also, having messed with the Series S beforehand, there's not really much more I can report on it outside of, you know, there is more storage to go around. But there is one thing. No, after plugging in that Series X, it's messed up how my Apple TV talks to my TV. I don't like that. My TV does not act the same way as it did before the Series X was introduced, and I'm wondering if like it's some if it's some HDMI stuff that's going on that's causing the issue. I haven't been able to track it down, but also I've not really cared as much. Really, Anka is writing an essay in Klingon. Let's see. Next up, so we were trying to stall for time because I wanted you here to react to a lot of the Switch stuff. Like that. Hey, in that letter that went out, I think yesterday, Twitch boasted that they banned over 15 million bot accounts last year.
imagine bragging about banning 15 million of them this year, when like 5 years ago you had the tools to ban them. Then I'm trying really hard here. I am, to be like somewhat positive about this situation, but it's really difficult when they're just like, you know, we just had a real difficult time with trying to do the right thing back then, but we can absolutely do that now. And I have to say, I'm doing a little bit of a struggle with that. I am.
Let's see.
Let me see. You sent me, or you dropped a link to it, didn't you?
To the letter? No, it was just in everybody's email inbox.
Wait, on Twitch?
Yeah, Twitch sent an email yesterday.
No. I'm asking, did they email you to, like, on the Twitch platform, or to your email address?
To my email address.
Okay.
But I do think that they provided a copy of that letter in Twitch itself. Let's see. No, they did not. Or at least I don't see it. I may have actually made it go away, because I don't see it in here. But yeah, so there's a quote, in the past 12 months, our community experienced some of the most vicious attacks ever seen against streamers, particularly streamers of color, members of the LGBTQIA+ community, and military veterans, says Hessian. Hessian is VP of Global Trust and Safety, Angela Hessian. Quote, this kind of behavior has no place on Twitch, and we know there's more than we can do to protect our community.
Do more. Do better. Do more every day. Y'all make way too much money. Y'all take too much of a cut for people to feel unsafe on the platform. You know, you work for Daddy Bezos' company, and even though Daddy Bezos is like is on his way out.
No, he already gone. He should already be out of the company.
Yeah, he's already out. But y'all need to do better. And I'm not saying like we don't got no place to go, but a lot of us can just be like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. And then
so there's a lot of this stuff that they talk about being implemented, and all I can think about as I was reading the whole thing was, one, y'all are probably going to give me some data that's really obscenely skewed. Two, y'all are going to point out a whole bunch of things that I will probably have an immediate example about how that whole thing probably fucked up in one way or another. Three, what is the purpose of you telling us this?
Right.
Now, that being said, on number 3, I'm willing to admit that I'm being a little bit harsher in making that point than I should be, because on one hand, I'm going to be out here for Twitch's neck every time they do some nonsense that hurts people. So I have to be willing to see when they make effort to correct that and go, at the very least, okay, you're making some kind of effort somewhere, and I'm going to have to at least acknowledge the fact that you are making some effort. That being said, for an example, hey, we have an off-stream policy behavior thing. I'm particularly proud of how that one went. Y'all remember when it was a thing shortly after all these hate raids a few months in that they said if they saw things on your channel or what have you, even if you were offline, you could catch a ban or other penalties for these things. And so people would slide up on these hate raids, posting hate symbols in your chat, screenshot it while you were offline, and then be like, oh no, all of these hate symbols are in this person's chat or whatever, and people got popped for that.
Mm-hmm.
That has happened to somebody this week. Because there was a whole like mini blow up on Twitter about things like that, or about education, accountability, and feedback initiatives. My question is, they had a whole streaming council. I still don't know what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to them. There's not been a single peep about any of it. Phone verified chat and suspicious user detection. Somewhat okay as far as that goes, but for suspicious users and stuff, I still get things all the time where I see them in places that I moderate where people are just like, that bot, well, that is questionable, whatever that username is, so let's just go ahead and get that out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got their notes on trust and safety in 2022 and where they want to take these things. Improvements to user reporting and the appeals process. Updates on how creators can use the information from suspicious user detection. Updates to our sexual content policy. Updates about our safety advisory council. More and better educational content and programming on our safety center, live streams, and such.
We're going to teach you how to use our tools better.
Mm-hmm.
You know something? Here's the thing. We're going to teach you how to use our tools better, but for fairness, also, we have tools we can teach you how to use. You know, it's just... If it weren't me looking at this and seeing a clear pattern of people building tools to survive this mess, Twitch picking out those tools and trying to build that into their own system, but it never circles back to any kind of acknowledgement or reward for the people who basically had to weather the storm for this.
This sounds
And
familiar.
the fact that to this day there are people whose chats are in follow only mode or sub only mode or whatever to prevent things like this from happening, because the trust isn't there for the communities that you tried to strengthen all of this stuff for. What are we doing with that?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like, I feel like y'all are so far focused on the safety part of things, you haven't thought about the trust part of this at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost like somebody here just mentioned something before about, you know, independent developers doing things, and, you know, in order for them to continue to do them successfully, they should be... What was it? What?
Hey, was it something about coin?
I think it was
Did you say
compensated.
Did you say toss a coin to your Witcher?
I
In
did.
Valley of Plenty?
I did say that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
Run people the coins.
because, you know, like, here's the thing. Did I do the verified Twitch? Did I do the phone verification thing? Sure, I did. I don't think that's necessarily, like, I can understand how that's not for everybody and how they have other ways to verify things if they wanted to. But I'm like, you know something? It's fine. If you really want my iPhone 12 mini and you are that bored, y'all can have it, right? But, like, it's just we spent so much time watching things wreak havoc that people still have each and every one of those tools in their arsenal. I still have a bot to this day that when I'm not streaming, make sure that the chat is completely locked down in follower and subscribe only mode until I hit the go live button, and that will not move.
Mm-hmm. I have basically like the hate raid commands on steady just in case some things pop off, because you never know. And seeing what happened.
Well, and you're guaranteed at least 3 times a year that it absolutely will.
Right. And then seeing what happened to Chaotic Bunny, one of the new partners. And it's like, you sit back and you think to yourself, like, you know, like, I thought, not so much you thought that you were safe or you thought...
Oh, Chaotic Bunny. Weren't they partnered, like, within the last week?
Yeah.
What happened there, Kevin?
It was like, it was like she was on and she was streaming, and then all of a sudden, because you know, like how people will have like the chat coming up in the stream, which I used to do that. I don't do it anymore on screen. And then all of a sudden and then all of a sudden it just filled with chat messages, and then it was like, oh, there's a hate raid, and she hit like her 2 buttons, and it was just wiped, and it was like, okay, boop boop boop, done. Because we still had to do that. She still had to do that because hate raids are still a thing. And then it was like, yo, it was bad. People, it was bad, and we were like, we were outraged, of course, but it's still a thing we have to do. It's still a thing that we have to consider. It's still a thing that we have to have, because the tools are just still not there yet.
I also need to discuss how important it is that this stuff is still happening, because they're writing this like, hey, like we've made, like the battle's not over, but we made really great strides. Your ambassadors are still being harassed. You have a new partner that just came up and within a week and has been hit by a hate raid.
Right.
I really would like to know what this is. But also,
if you're not protecting your ambassadors and your partners, the fuck is you?
Well, but I mean, also, there's this big chunk of it that's kind of like, well, we're constantly working on things, but we can't really necessarily tell you what those things are.
Which is fine. But
because we don't want you to know the bad act, because we don't want to deal with the bad actors and everything else. Y'all listen to me.
But at least say
y'all listen to me for a second. What if we considered taking your messaging, and instead of talking about all the things, that giving us a nebulous statement that says, well, we're working on things behind the scenes, we can't necessarily talk about them, taking the time to explain and express, this is the communication you should expect to hear from us. Just tell us what you can tell us. Instead of telling us all the times about the things that you cannot say, take the time to just go, here's how we're going to communicate with you from here on in the effort to build trust. We will tell you about this. We will tell you about this. We will present you this often at this frequency. Like, that's it. Set some expectations about what we should expect to get.
But they literally weren't even saying. They weren't even saying like even the barest of minimums.
Well, because if they say it, then they're legally obligated to do it.
But see, no, they didn't even say we're working on it. They said nothing.
Again, if they said we're working on it, they are legally obligated to do it.
They are legally obligated to do it because people are leaving. People will leave. People will give up their affiliate status because fuck it.
People gave up their partnership status and straight up went to YouTube. If we're getting real about it, I mean,
real talk. Because it's like if you are having if you're ass out, and people are literally saying I'm leaving for weeks, be like, we hear you, we understand, we're working on options.
All right, my lawyer. You'll hear from my lawyer in a week if you don't do anything. Gotcha.
The lawsuits are still coming. I mean, that's the whole thing. The whole thing is,
actually, you want to know what?
If you say nothing, the nothing is the loudest part.
But then again, when the lawsuits comes, well, we never said we were going to do anything.
So then people flame you, and there's articles. And when the articles came out, then they were like, you want us to do something? Yeah. That's when the articles came out.
All right, cool. We'll do something now.
You have, because again, you're like, because Amazon and Twitch, they have the lawyers, whatevs. But if you're a $1 million company, bought by a $1 billion company, you have the protections. Do something.
But again, it's like all these partner streamers who already secured their bag. I'm going to do the worst thing possible and see how long I can get away with it until somebody complains.
And yeah,
So
that part.
here, I'm gonna read y'all an excerpt real quick, and we're gonna play a game. The game is, tell me without looking at the screen if you saw this in this letter today or not. We know that it's frustrating that we can't share more details about what we're working on. The individuals who are targeting marginalized creators are highly motivated. The more information we offer about what we're doing to stop them, the easier it becomes for them to navigate around those plans. We also know that future tools don't necessarily solve the problems you're facing today, so below is information about the tools and resources that are currently available.
What were my choices again?
Where did those words come from? Did you read them in that post today or no?
No.
Well, I mean, I could, yeah, just no. It was not today. Or yesterday when the email went out. That sounds like something from when the hate raids were actively going on.
September the 3rd of 2021.
Looking back on it, it sounds just like such an excuse. Like, it doesn't matter if you.
No, I mean it's like it's an involved like what I feel like I read in that post was an involved version of this email that I'm reading from September the 3rd of 2021.
That part.
Again, they can't get sued if they say, hey, well, there are tools available, you should just use them.
Probably not even working on it.
No, they absolutely are. We have to believe in the heart of the cards.
Duel. All right, we got some other stuff here. Twitch streamers are seeking a fair revenue split. They are tired of 50-50, so we want more. Yeah, I think they're looking at 70-30, maybe? Yeah. Oh, YouTube offers a 70-30 split. Facebook, they say, at least on desktop, any revenue that's generated from there all goes to the creator. While on mobile, it is a 70-30 split.
7:30 split, yeah.
I'm not seeing what people are asking for that revenue to split to look like on Twitch, but they are asking for, creators are asking for more. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think we should get more. I think they should get more.
Do I think so? Yeah, but I want to be clear about one thing, which is this whole 50-50 split on these things is a thing where we're talking about kind of the larger part of the Twitch community because it's affiliates and things that like this applies to, because there are partners to whom this rule does not apply at all.
Agreed.
On top of that, they are also looking for a reduction on the minimum payout.
That too. Bring it down. Bring it. I was like, people.
Hold on for a moment. What is this nonsense?
What nonsense?
There was something in this article about people being... Even at the top end, Twitch streamers like Ludwig, Dr. Lupo, and Tim the Tapman already being lured to YouTube as it seeks to boost its gaming support.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, what do you mean? Aren't they over there already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're not being lured over there. They have been lured. They have already gone through the looking glass. What do you mean?
This is look, these are from the Europeans. They don't speak like we do.
But yeah, it's yeah, they've been lured over because it's like they go where the money is, because YouTube is like, hey yo, we'll pay you X amount of money a year, and all you have to do is give us like X amount of streams a week or a month.
Kev, let me hit you with a point too of that. Not only was it better money, but it was better money for less work.
For less work, exactly. Because it's like, imagine
YouTube said they could do less,
right? And then that's great. And then that's great for, you know, if you want to spend time with your family. That's good for your mental health. You know, you don't have to necessarily have to stream. to quote unquote stream for your supper's already there. You just have to provide what is according to your contract. And I'm like, even if you paid people significantly less than that deal, a lot of people would take. There's some people that would take that because of just being able to have peace of mind.
Mm.
You know.
I'm sorry, I still believe that those streamers, even on Twitch, were being paid up front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think they were streaming for the supper. I think it's solely like they got more to do less.
Right.
Like, I still feel like they weren't hurting.
Right. But their income is still based on.
Yeah, they still have to make those deliverables. But what I'm saying is, it's not like they're only getting paid through the subscriptions like other partners and affiliates do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they get a Twitch salary. Like,
right.
They're a salary. They guarantee that money.
Outside of like merch and marketing and like merch and brand deals and sponsorships.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Jared, I feel like they had PTO.
Yeah.
I think they had PTO.
Lord, remember when Blue Streak got them big millions from streaming on Mixer for like a couple of months. Blue Streak speeds by.
Oh, excuse me. Yep. Well, it is hitting that time. I'm yawning already. Update time. Apple releases iOS 15.2.1 that fixes the CarPlay and messages bug. However, there is an addition to that. Over our holidays break, a vulnerability for HomeKit was brought to everybody's attention, and apparently 15.2.1 fixes that vulnerability. So, as we say, update show shit.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you have GeForce cards, update your graphics card. Update your graphics cards tomorrow. Especially if you're playing that God of War.
Mm-hmm.
You want that DLSR? Yeah, DLSRS. I think that's the super resolution, something like that. I don't know. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. We finally made it to the end of the show.
Congratulations. And we did it before Friday.
Hooray.
Hooray. 3 minutes.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
We did it before Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of y'all too. Anka, what you got going on this week?
Apparently her eyelids.
Anka.
No, she's not frozen. She's not frozen.
She's not frozen. Anka is
Anka.
Anka is resting.
Hold on, I think
Anka. Anka.
Anka.
Oh, are we here?
Wow.
Uncle, what you got going on next week?
I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good.
You good.
You good. You can just say things and we can move on. If you want, you can actually just you can step away. It's fine.
Oh, I don't have anything working.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, Anka, for joining us back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to step away, definitely would understand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Jerry, you ain't gotta do it like that.
Wow, don't do that. Jerry, please. So, I guess I'll take a turn here. I am going to hopefully get my computer back, and then we will be back for streaming next week. Maybe, because I know that Monday is the day that I have off, and then Tuesday and beyond are going to be some shenanigans and a half. And then I'll see you guys next week on Thursday. And once this week slows down, I'll be back to playing some offline games that I've been meaning to catch up on. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Dope. Kev, what you got going on, buddy?
More Series S stuff. We're gonna be doing the rest of the, like, pretty much all next week on the Series S. So we're gonna be doing more Avengers. We're gonna be doing more. We're gonna do Avengers. What else? Fable. We're gonna try Fable out. Maybe a Gears. Maybe one of those. I did say I was going. I did maybe a Hades. And fuck, what did I say? What else did I say I was gonna cover that I got on the Series S? Fuck, I forgot. Anyway, one of those. We're gonna play one of those. It's probably gonna come to me as soon as I look at it. As soon as I turn it back on to start the downloads up. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and probably crack open some Mass Effect, because I hadn't played Mass Effect since pretty much, well, the first one came out when I was in my R phase, and played it in my yo ho ho and the bottle of rum, and back in my there once was a ship that put to sea in the name of the ship with the bibliothèque phase, back then when I was waiting for sugar, tea, and rum. So yeah. So gonna be sitting out there playing it legitimately, and looking forward to that. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Tweak the desk and the setup a little bit more, and yeah, pretty much that's about it.
All right, I don't want to keep Anka up any longer. Probably more Series X stuff, but I don't know, just chilling. Eventually, I'm gonna get back to streaming. I'm currently in the. I'm doing some things. Things may change. I don't know. We'll find out. It's going to be an adventure. Hopefully, I will stay alive and COVID-free through all of it. But we'll find out.
Yay for adventure.
But yep, that's it for this evening of Tech Talk Thursdays for January 13th, 2022. The first show back. Thank you all for tuning in, for bearing with us during our week break, bearing with us through all those video games, because we know you're here for the news, the nugs, all the dope shit. On behalf of Idios and Anka, it's your boy Kev, and Sinzak, it's your boy Marky Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux. Thank you all for tuning in, and of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you, and peace out.
First Wakanda forever for the year.
Night.
Bow!
E Bombay.
E Bombay. E Bombay.